Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami-Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560, toll-free for Dade and Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
You gotta keep your Johnson straight here.
Oh, please.
Forget Jason. Forget Freddy. Forget Jaws or even Geraldo. There's a monster out there on the streets that could strike at any moment. Old people who drive. Oh! That's right. There's no escaping them because they're everywhere you go. They drift from lane to lane. They stalk the interstates in second gear. Old people who drive.
I can't get around this guy.
Look out, honey. He's backing up.
Backing up?
You don't know what they'll do next until slowly they drive you mad. Coming soon to an intersection, off-ramp, or parking lot near you.
702 at 560 WQM. Happy Monday to you. Boy, this overhead is sure pretty marginal, I'll tell you that. But at any rate, be that as it may, the three most dreaded words in the history of automobile, the experience of driving a car: service column lock.
Huh?
Yeah. What do I tell you about computers on cars, man? They suck. They blow. They bite.
Oh, it's great. We got computers now to make sure that everything is...
Yeah, right. To make sure that there are more things that can go wrong. I'm minding my own business last night, getting ready to watch the Panthers and the Flyers, which, quite frankly, oh, my God. You had to take no dose to sit and watch through that thing. And so I go over to my friendly Amoco station to get some soda and to gas up, and I fill up the tank with gas. I go in and get some soda. I come out to my car. I put the key in the ignition. Service column lock. And there's that steering wheel again. This is the fourth time with my beautiful 99 Corvette. Fourth time. And you know what? Fourth time is a charm. You want it, you can have it. That began 4.5 hours of psychosis. Just unbelievable crap. And there's nothing you can do. You know, this is the fourth time. The first two times, I call the tow truck guy. He comes and sticks the key in. And sure enough, wouldn't you know, I don't know, there's nothing wrong here. And the car, the thing unlocks. The third time, I'm over on Broward Boulevard, getting my mail in the strip shopping center. I come out and diddle around. I call my friends at Loop Back Road. They got the tow guy coming. I go out and try it for the 400th time. Oh, there it goes. It unlocks. It's steering over here. Last night, was it going to unlock?
No.
No. What kind of a lunatic invented computers on cars that frees up the steering column? What kind of maniac is responsible for inventing something, a piece of crap like that? So to make a long story short, after walking home, after driving back over there in my other Corvette and trying 50,000 times to get that damn steering column unlocked and to get that car moving somewhere, and I had to call and thank God for the 24-hour Corvette service. Nice going, boys. Oh! Had to tow it into my dealer. Steering column freaking lock. However, the lucky thing is that in the midst of all of this, during the period of time that I'm home, I'm flipping back and forth because the Panther game. Roger Nielsen, please, somebody give this guy a shot in the ribs and wake his ass up, will you? Coma. So I flip over just in time to NBC because I'm wondering, it must have been about, 8:15, something like that, 8:13. And I'm wondering, when will they ever get the goddamn World Series game? And by the way, why don't you just, Bobby Cox, why don't you just concede and get it over with, okay? Talk about choke and croak. God, pathetic. Why do they even bother showing up? So I turn over just in time. It must have been my lucky day in some other respect to see Jim Gray. Even John Wilkes Booth never committed an assassination like this. And I don't like Pete Rose. I can't stand Pete Rose. He's a scumbag, you know? He's an asshole. That too. Seen him at Pompano Park 3 or 4 times, and he sits there with a stack of $100 bills on the table like he's going to impress everybody and plunging his brains out. You know something? It's his money. If he wants to lose it, that's up to him. I don't like the guy. He was a great baseball player, one of the all-time best. Of course he belongs in the Hall of Fame. But professional sports, they don't really care about the individual athlete. They don't care about the drug addicts. They don't care about the rapists. They don't care about the molesters. They don't care about any of those things. But God forbid, if there's suspicion that somebody made a bet on his own sport, it puts a cloud of suspicion over the game itself. So therefore, they get real pissed off. But Jim Gray, I'm going to tell you something. Jim Gray should be put strapped to an electric chair on the NBC Evening News tonight, right in the middle of Brokaw, and electrocuted on nationwide TV. You agree?
Uh-huh.
Yes. I mean, this is a night. They got all the living, the top 100, the greatest baseball players of all time. Here's Ted Williams. Here's Hank Aaron. Here's all these guys, okay? Older than Methuselah, by the way. How you doing, Ted? Yeah. How'd you like Ted Williams?
Yeah.
Go shoot some pigeons at Fenway Park, Ted. And now they got Pete Rose out there who gets the biggest ovation every time. The crowd is like all emotional about it. Here we go. Something we can get excited about. He was great. We finally brought him out here in spite of Bud Selig being an asshole. And here comes this asshole, Jim Gray from NBC, asking the same question 75,000 times about did you bet on baseball and why won't you admit it? And the commissioners got proof. And he had to... Seriously, I was mortified. I was speechless. And Pete Rose says to him at the end of this deal, I just can't believe that you're doing this to me, that this is all you can ask, that the same thing over and over again 10 times. And Jim Gray's response is, well, I can't believe that you don't want to settle this once and for all. I mean, like a goddamn verbal fist fight. I would have loved it if Pete would have just hauled off and smashed him right in the goddamn head. Give him a shot to the head, Pete. That would have been the biggest ovation they would have had there at Turner Field last night, because there was sure nothing else for them to cheer about. What kind of journalism is that? What kind of an asshole pulls a deal like that? He wasn't there for the purpose of being interrogated. He was there for the purpose of being honored. Whether you believe he gambled on baseball or not, it's immaterial. That's not what he was there for last night. A disgrace, disgusting, unacceptable, a bunch of crap. Almost as much a bunch of crap as most of the sporting events over the weekend, by the way. Nice job there this morning, Eddie the Pope and Dave Hyde, one in each paper, trying to rationalize. You know something? And, of course, in this town, you hesitate to say anything because the people don't care. As long as their team, we won. See, we won. I feel better about myself. We won. I'm trying to figure which was more boring, the Panther game against the Flyers last night, and the telecast, too, by the way, or the Dolphin-Eagle game yesterday. Keep in mind, here are the Dolphins playing a girls' team. And it's like, oh, yeah, well, it was beautiful. I mean, it was ugly and it was boring, but it was beautiful because we won. It wasn't beautiful. They won because the goddamn field goal attempt at the end of the game hits the goddamn upright. Misses by half an inch. If it's a half an inch to the left, it hits the upright and bounces through instead of bouncing away. And we won? We got something to be proud of, according to these Dolphins fans? Very sad. I wonder what the hell they were watching. It was just terminal. And this is the reason why you see thousands and thousands of empty seats at all sporting events. They got that brand new palace out there in Los Angeles for the Kings. I watched some of that game last night. San Jose and instead of thousands of empty yellow seats, now they have thousands of empty blue seats. Oh! All right! Because people are just sick and tired of being held up without having to put their hands up in the air. It's like a stick-up. Give me all your money, and we're going to put on a piece of crap performance here for you. Mediocre at best. And more people are saying, no, I don't think so. El Paso. You can thank expansion for a lot of that. Mediocre at best. And that, if that was a hockey game last night, especially the last half of that game, and people are saying, well, you know, Roger Nielsen, he's back to his old tricks again. He's doing that trap like when he was here. Yeah, when he was here, and you could fall asleep trying to watch a goddamn game. Nobody wants to see that. With all the talent, the high-priced talent he's got on that team, and that's the best performance they can do. If I were in that crowd, if I were a Flyer fan in the crowd, on the way out, I've been screaming for a refund. Awful. Just god-awful. By the way, the ratings are going to be out at 11:30 this morning, the summer book. Have a feeling they're going to be, speaking of awful, yeah, it could be pretty weak. Maybe then Tom Jicha will write about it. Well, I got plenty to say about him, Baldy. God, are you a geek, Tom? Are you a silly, silly person who still just doesn't get it? Either you don't get it or you don't want to admit you get it. You can't be that dumb. Can you be that dumb, Tom?
10
minutes after 10 at 560 WQM.
No portion of this broadcast may be reproduced without the express written permission of WQAM Beasley Reed Acquisition Corp.
Neil Rogers God.
I think it's time I set the record straight about my friend George Bush. Some people seem their noses out of joint. If he did drugs back then, so what's the point? 'Cause as a candidate, George Bush is fine. So what if he started a line? Well, he's the best damn candidate I've seen. I don't care if he pops amphetamine. President Clinton was a ticking mine. So here's to Bush. Keep it alive. I guess I just don't understand what the big deal is. We've had many presidents in the office who've done one thing or another. Like Gerald Ford, for instance. Obviously, he was on something. Falling down all the time. And take Jimmy Carter, for example. Well, I bet he was so hopped up on skunk weed, he didn't even know they were hostages for the first 8 months. Why, even way back to Washington. I do believe the only reason he chopped down the cherry tree was because he had the munchies. Think about it.
All right.
10:15 at 560 WQAM. So just when I was starting to feel a little bit more optimistic about our Center One campaign, since it's only the 25th of October, just when I was starting to feel a little bit better, because I got the facts here from Carol, $23,229 so far, in spite of the fact that we've been in limbo basically since October 1 because of the because it was all screwed up with the CDs. And we got our Pizza Loft appearance tomorrow between 6 and 8 p.m. at the world-famous Pizza Loft in Davie. And I thought, well, we'll probably salvage maybe a reasonable October and then do gangbusters in November and December. And we also have a couple of grand in cash there, which she has to pick up. She going to come and pick the money up there or what? One of these days?
I'll just take it to the appearance.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
know.
Well, she's probably very busy. You know, Carol. But at any rate, so $23,220. That means we got about 25 grand in, based on what we got in there. But the bad news is that those buttons, you know, the keychains with the buttons that do all these sounds, you know, from the show, that I was told last week, oh, yeah, we got the buttons. You haven't got one in there yet, Fatso, but we got them, and et cetera and so on. Do we have them?
No.
No, they're on the way from San Jose. Being shipped out today. Are we sure we're going to have them tomorrow?
No.
No. It's the 25th of October, Carol. It's the frickin' 25th. I'll tell you, this is sensational. Going back to that great golf tournament, the OJ golf tournament, and then, of course, the CDs that sounded like that. And now these buttons, which was a great idea with all those, you know, sounds from the show on there. They can run around and hop in people's puss. But stuff just isn't happening quite so fast, is it, Dara? Just not happening too soon, is it, Carol? I'm doing the best I can. That's all I can do. You can order your stuff, by the way, off our website, neilrogers.com, which Eric does a great job on, by the way. And we will be at Pizza Loft tomorrow, 6 to 8 p.m., with or without the buttons, okay? I mean, you know. So if we don't have those buttons, Jeff Cohen will let you put your finger in his belly button or something like that. Yeah, there's a button for you.
It makes sense.
Yeah. You first, not me. So anyway, here's a letter to Tom Jicha in yesterday's. See, Tom always finds a way, because I'm sure he makes these things up. He denies it, but I'm positive that Tom Jicha makes these letters up to the TV book in the Sun Sentinel for the last 20 years. Question, The Drive with Scott and Sid on Waffen. Have we ever had a call about that show?
No.
Although we have heard that some of our sales nerds downstairs, some of the sports nerds, probably Todd Dreck, they think that's the greatest damn show. Oh, that's a guy show. You know, they talk guy talk. It's really great. These are the guys that got canned on the weekend here about 3 years ago. The Drive with Scott and Sid on Waffen, 1700 AM, is probably the funniest, best sports talk I've ever heard. WQAM is lucky The Drive is not on opposite the first worst team. In parentheses, the first, in parentheses, worst team. Where do you think they got that, by the way? However, the rest of the talent on Waffen is so pathetic. Also, when and where is Jim Roman, asks SE in Fort Lauderdale. Tom's answer. Saying Scott and Sid are the best hosts on Waffen is like saying they're the winner and first runner-up of a beauty pageant in a leper colony. In fairness to Waffen, it's going through growing pains. Growing pains. WQAM didn't have the strong lineup it does now when it first became all sports. As for the first team, their enemy isn't on a rival station. It's their own sales department, which overloads the show with so many ads, there barely is a show. For this reason alone, it's good to have a competitor around. If and when Waffen becomes a real competitor, virtually everyone currently on the air will have to be dumped for that to happen. WQAM management will be forced to pay closer attention to what their station sounds like. Jim Rome show has been moved from tape delay in the evening to WID to live at noon to 3 on INZ, et cetera, and so on. So there's the letter of the day for Tom Jicha in yesterday's Sun Sentinel TV book. Thanks for the publicity for QAM, though, again, Tom. But you still can't get it right. Oh, yeah, their show is loaded with spots, number one. But number two, it really doesn't make any difference who they put on the rest of the day on there, because as you fail to point out, they got Don Imus, a dead man, in the morning. They don't do a sports show in the morning. So what difference does it make what people are going to put on from 10 a.m. till whenever they sign off? What difference is that going to make about the first team, Tom? In addition to which, you fail to mention the reason we got all of those goddamn spots on in the morning.
He's bloody stupid!
Because we got to pay Wayne and John Henry. It's not just because the sales department runs the asylum here, which they do, but it's because we got to have, if we had a spot every minute of every day, if we just eliminated the programming, other than the ball games, maybe we could afford to break even and pay that $35 million to John Henry and Wayne Hapinga. That's what's crippling WQAM. How come you don't get it, Tom? Is it because you fill in for Eddie K every now and then, and you don't want to tell us the real truth about our inept management and the bad deal they made on those ball games? Is that it, Tom? Is that? Yeah. And by the way, Tom still hasn't discovered a story about the FCC fine that's pending. The 35, it's not just an FCC fine. It's a whole question of First Amendment rights and content and the listeners' right to choose what they want to listen to. It's a major story. Has Tom discovered it yet?
No.
Well, he was in L.A. when it happened, and Tom is one of these guys who, if something happens when he's away, or something happens he doesn't know too much about, he doesn't want to really do too much to find out. Because I guess he's lazy. He likes that paid trip to L.A. every year for a couple of months in the summertime, and he's basically guys going out to the track, schmoozing with Eddie K. And that's Tom Jicha's idea of covering radio and TV in this market. Pretty disappointing, Tom.
He's bloody stupid!
In fact, I think it's safe to say you're out, Tom. Oh, yeah, now that you know we're going to have a down book in the summer book, it's going to be pretty marginal, because we had a great month in July, sensational on this show, and then August here, wow, like the whole audience, it must have been Waffen. It must have been Scott and Sid. Now, they didn't show up in the last trend, but now that this book, it'll be 2 out of the 3 months they've been on the air, the Waffen, 1900 on the dial. I bet you when that number comes in 11:30 or noon today, they're going to be kicking ass. You won't be laughing at Waffen, baby. Do they show it all? In any demographic, in any day part? No. We'll see. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hey, Neil, I share your frustration on everything going on in the market. As I'm driving last night, I turned on QAM to try to catch the World Series game.
Yeah.
And I got the Panther game.
Well,
now, I understand that because it's contractual, but
right.
Then nowhere else on the dial.
Nobody else carried it?
It's in a major amount. This has happened before. This happened, I don't know, a few years ago, whatever that.
Now, wouldn't you think Queer Channel, since they own about 600 stations in the market, wouldn't you think on those occasions when we can't pick up a sporting event, a major sporting event like a playoff game or a World Series, wouldn't you think that they would carry it?
Absolutely. I mean, you do it with Dolphin games and the preseason games and things where you shift things around because you got to show you got to have the Marlin games on, so they'll put the Dolphins somewhere else on the dial on a preseason. They'll do it for a Dolphin preseason game, but they won't do it for a World Series game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was all over the place on the dial. I was going AM and FM, and I sure as hell didn't.
Well, believe me, you didn't miss a thing.
Yeah, well, I'm hearing all the Jim Gray stuff this morning. That's just so typical of that twerp. But when I got home last night, I started reading the new Sports Illustrated, and I'm planning on faxing it over to you today. But there's the infamous picture.
Yeah, I know.
In Sports Illustrated, with Sam Duque cut out on one side and Roy cut out on the other side.
Oh, they did cut him out?
They cut the two of them out. You saw like Sam Duque's shirt sleeve on one end, and then you saw like Roy Foster's arm around.
Well, that's all that's left of Sam Duque in the building. His shirt sleeve is up on the door.
Is he back yet?
He's not coming back.
Oh, he's not.
He was back to clean out his desk a few days ago.
Very good. Thanks, Neil. Have a good one. Hope
and
your day gets better.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I can't wait for somebody to call in here and defend Jim Gray from NBC and that hatchet job he did last night. Unacceptable, grotesque, to try to humiliate on national television and in front of all those people in the ballpark to try to humiliate this man. And again, I don't like the guy. But he's already suffered enough. What do you want to do? Put him up on a goddamn cross and crucify him there in the ballpark? Would have been the most exciting thing that happened there last night and the first 2 games for Atlanta. Bunch of gagging chokers. You know something? I don't like the Mets all that much. I don't dislike them, but I was hoping the Braves would win. But those people that say they're sick and tired of watching the Braves get in there, you're right. You're absolutely right. They choke, they gag, they suck. It would have been great if the Mets would have beat them in that series, because then at least you had a competitive series. It would have been the All New York, the Subway Series. There would have been something exciting to it. Instead of all these yahoos chopping there, doing that FSU crap, you know? Doing that chop. Chop this, like the Mets fan said with the arrow to his privates. Chop this. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, just thought you'd like to know, yesterday in the Herald, I don't know if you caught that article or not, but in the sports section, they said that the Dolphins are playing at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I think there must have been a lot of late fans out there. It was a 1 o'clock game.
Are you picking on the Herald again, sir?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hear you talking about it so often.
Every single day they've got glaring mistakes because they don't care. And nobody else cares either. What else are you going to do? What other paper are you going to buy? The Herald or the Sun Sentinel, that's it. Those are the only choices you've got.
I just thought you'd like to know. I think they're just a bunch of morons.
Okay, thanks for the good news.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, so you know something that might have been more exciting. Maybe they would have been awake if the game would have started at 4 o'clock. One of the most pathetic excuses. I heard Little Dog this morning going on about how you could have gone to sleep watching the Tampa Bay Giants game 6-3. How about any game? Except maybe New England and Denver, which New England tried desperately because no lead is big enough for them, tried desperately to blow that game and almost did. You've got such mediocrity now, and nobody wants to admit it because, let's face it, this is what these people get paid to talk about, so they have to pretend it's great. I mean, just unbelievably bad. I know we only got like 6 hockey fans out there, and you know something? The game Friday night here actually turned out to be pretty entertaining. Even though we lost in overtime, we got the point, the regulation tie. That turned out to be a damn exciting game. But that thing in Philadelphia last night, I still can't get over it. How did I force myself to stay through and watch all the way to the end, although I did a lot of channel surfing in between? Which, thank goodness I did, or I wouldn't have seen Jim Gray. That was just, I can't find the words to describe how embarrassed and humiliated I was. For the network number one, here they're always bragging about they're the baseball network. They got Bob Costas, Mr. Baseball. And by the way, you'll notice that once they threw it up to the booth there and Costas and Joe Morgan came on there, Pete Rose's former teammate, Joe Morgan, did they say one word about that interview?
No.
About the slice job that Jim Gray did on Pete Rose?
No.
Defoe had it. Was it Defoe who said it? Yeah, about they looked like they just crapped in their pants. Excellent job, Defoe. Yeah, they both looked like they just dropped a real wet load in their pants. And had that spit-eating look on their face like, wow, it's a great night for baseball, everybody. Hey. Embarrassing. Even the Peacock left town, okay? They got the search party out looking for the goddamn Peacock. He's so embarrassed for Jim Gray. The media is sick and needs help badly. Is that an original quote or what?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Like Jesse says, they're dangerous. And speaking of Jesse, by the way, you see this Reform Party? What a joke. It's a comedy party. They ought to put him on the Comedy Channel. We got Donald Trump today. Pat Buchanan's taping on a little mustache. He's coming out today. Oprah probably is going to hop on there. Hop on this, Oprah. It's a comedy party. 26 after 10 at 560 WQAM.
Only one South Florida radio station has the hammer, and you're listening to it. At Goldberg, weekday afternoons at 2. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
MONDAYSUCKS. So are you trying to say Robert the Grim Reaper's an asshole? Yeah, he's a little misfit, okay? He's got something sour to say about everybody. Joe Costello did the in-between the second and third period at the hockey game on Friday night and did a fine job of whatever it was, some stupid contest he did. Did a fine job. I mean, he was no Tony the Tiger. Thank God. By the way, he quit that gig. Tony the Tiger, yes. I embarrassed him to quit. Well, you know, why should he be doing a hockey game when he's, floating up in the rafters there somewhere? Just cut the crap, Tony, okay? Stick with something you know, like RuPaul. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I'm sitting here, I'm getting angrier and angrier about the Jim Gray thing. I didn't even watch most of the game because, like the first game, there was no game. There's no game. The Braves are just in a coma now. Oh, it's the World Series? Uh-oh. We almost choked against the Mets. Now we can really do it. Let's roll up into a ball of wax and just go into a coma, into a shell like a cocoon. Terminal. But Jesus Christ, on national TV, at a time, of course, when the sport is allegedly trying to put its best feet forward after the baseball strike, and a lot of people were pissed off, including me, and don't give a crap about it anymore, and we got John Henry trying to peddle us a stadium. And they put that on right before the start of the game. They put on a performance like that leaves a real sour, sick feeling. I bet you millions of people had the Green Apple Quick Step all night because of Jim Gray. Even people like me who don't even like Pete Rose. And speaking of John Henry in his stadium, by the way, anybody see Michael Putney?
No.
Yesterday morning on Channel 10 at 11:30 with that awful show that he does every week. And they had Jimmy Syphilis interviewing our good friend Commissioner Tim Smith from Fort Lauderdale. You know, the guy that's rumored to own some property in that festering sewer downtown Fort Lauderdale there?
That's what I heard.
That he's so concerned about? And he had on Mayor Carroyo was on there. And Tim Smith is telling us, oh, downtown Fort Lauderdale is going to be great. And Mayor Carroyo was telling us, oh, Bicentennial Park, downtown Miami, it'll be great. Did either one have any real plans on how we're going to raise the money for it?
No.
No. And it went on and on and on. And Carroyo is saying this, and Tim Smith is saying that. In the meantime, none of it made any sense. Just say
no
to John Henry, that's all. Go away. Go to Duluth, Minnesota. Go to goddamn Cheektowaga, New York. Go anywhere. Go to Flushing. Flush this. Go to Flushing, Michigan. Just get out of our face. We don't want to see anymore, okay? Nobody's interested here. Nobody cares. Here's a mobile in Fort Myers. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Hi, I just want to talk to you about a few things. I'm trying not to be too boring. I'm only 24 years old, but I know enough about baseball, and that was the most disgusting thing I've seen, I've heard. I almost drove my car off the road this morning when I heard that interview.
Yeah. They played it?
I didn't see it last night because I was on my way to work.
Right.
But the worst team played that interview this morning, and I just about drove my car off the road.
Mm.
I mean, I was waiting for Pete Rose to literally punch him in the mouth.
He should have just flattened him right there. He would have got a standing ovation.
Neil, for something, Christ's sake, something happened 10 years ago. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. Okay,
something that allegedly happened 10 years ago.
Right. Now, you don't have to like Pete Rose. That's fine. I respect that. But come on, this is journalism at its worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
not journalism. It's just a hatchet job. It's just an opportunity to strip somebody naked and just embarrass and humiliate them in front of millions of people for no good reason at all.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Look at all the scumbags we got in sports. Okay, I mean, just zillions of them. Peter Warwick played. Now, granted, he didn't kill anybody, but he plays out there for FSU on Saturday after basically stealing $400 worth of clothing. I mean, you got all these other scumbags. Denny McClain. There's a zillion of them. Guys in the NFL. Drug dealers, drug users. Nobody cares about that. But they basically singled this guy out like he's got to be the Messiah. They're going to put him up on a cross and crucify him and see if he can come back to life.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll never buy that GE stock now.
Good.
Hey, let me tell you another thing. You want to talk about poetic justice? Guess who's getting divorced?
Yeah, I see it.
Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Talk about poetic justice, huh?
But who cares? And have a great day, pal.
Love you.
Yeah, somebody said that to me yesterday. Oh, Howard's getting divorced. I said, yeah, and 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Oh, also, by the way, misinformation. Guy calls here on Friday. He's probably not alive anymore. The guy that called about the DeBoles pasta. I knew it sounded too good to be true. Oh, there's 0 carbs in it. There's no carbs. It's spinach and artichoke. He's probably choking on it right now. So I rush after the hockey game Friday. I rush over there to Publix. I go in, and where they have the regular pasta, they have the DeBoles pastas, artichoke and this and whatever. Loaded with carbs like any other pasta. He's probably reading the cholesterol numbers or something like that. 41 carbohydrates per serving, which their idea of a serving is, like a little, a fingerful. Loaded with carbs. It's pure carbohydrates, sir. What in God's name are you talking about, my fat friend, with your wishful thinking? God, what's the use? What's the use? People will convince themselves of anything, and he's probably sitting there. He's probably got it in the bathtub, like I suggested there on Friday, just with a big fork, sitting there on the floor next to the tub. It's good. No carbs. Not feeling too good now, but I'll get over it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a story about the Miami Herald.
I'm listening, sir.
Okay. About we got a call from one of the ladies there. we have a tutorial service, and she called about, working, wanting to hire the service, and I didn't know Spanish. So she got mad at me. She told me, no, I'm not going to deal with someone that doesn't appreciate the Hispanic heritage or blah, blah, blah. She hung up on me. 3 months later, we're trying to advertise at the Miami Herald.
You don't know Spanish?
Yeah, I have a last name, a Spanish last name, but it's difficult.
No, you don't. Huh?
It's difficult for me to speak Spanish.
Why is that? You said advertise.
Yeah, but it's difficult for me to talk, I get, because I was raised here in Miami.
Uh-huh.
So anyways.
You were raised?
Yes.
In New Jersey?
No, here in Miami.
Oh, okay.
And then lately, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we tried to advertise on the Herald, and this lady, Elizabeth Rojas, she's the lady that called us, and she's the one handling the account, and I told her no, 4 weeks trying to get in contact with the Herald, trying to advertise with them. Mm-hmm. Hey, another satisfied customer.
Okay, thanks. I'd advertise with a paper where they speak English. How's that? Like the Sun Sentinel. 567-0560. Boy, they're pretty deadly here this morning already. Pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line with all this stuff going on, and these people are like in a coma. Maybe they watched the Panthers-Flyers game last night. Beezer! 3 shutouts in a row for the Beezer. Jody Hull scores the only real goal in the game. And by the way, Denise, I hate to break the news to you. He didn't kick it in that. Oh, that telecast last night. I bet you Rimmer goes into hiding for a month now. You thought the game was bad. The telecast was just unbelievable. Was that Mark Parrish in front of the net, Denise?
No.
It looked to me like Cam Stewart. Oh, my God. And they wonder why we got all those thousands of empty seats out there? The Bure thing is starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I do realize you don't want to rush him back and all this other stuff. You don't want to rush the Russian, but somebody ought to get a hold of the Russian mafia and tell him we're going to have to make an offer he can't refuse if he doesn't heal up and start playing sooner or later. For $10 million a year, sooner or later, we'd like to see you out there, sweetheart. 21 before 11 at 560 QAM.
This is 560 QAM.
Were you fudge packing?
Yes.
The way I move around when I go through, I call the mambo movement number 2. On the toilet seat I swing and sway, to the mambo beat, the radio plays. Snowing out a load and I'm all through. There's just one thing I got to do, a little bit of bass, but it's all I need, so I can make my hiney nice and clean. I don't have to push, I'm in control when I'm moving side to side on the toilet bowl.
No.
I never have to spray, it comes out whole. It looks a little like the Tootsie Roll. I sway to the left, and sway to the right, from cheek to cheek, and I'll tell you why. Not only are you burning calories, but you never ever get a big red ring. That's why big fat guys who can't use the exercise can have some fun when they hit the mambo movement number 2.
Hey, look at me, Alan. I'm doing the mamba. Hey, well, come on, do it. It looks like a whale in heat. Shut up and stop it. Get it. Get out.
1044 at 560 WQM. No, we won't say that Boca Brian's just a little bit caught in that time warp from the 50s. Is he caught in the time?
Uh-huh.
No, he's okay.
It's part of his charm.
So anyway, a guy comes up to me at the hockey game Friday night before I forget this. Very nice gentleman. Speaking of no spaghetti glaze. No, he spoke English very well. But he just hates you like poison. And you want to know why he hates you like poison? He's Puerto Rican.
Oh, well. To be expected.
Fought in the Korean War for the United States of America.
Good. So did lots of Cubans I know.
So did a lot of other Puerto Ricans, too.
Yeah.
And he says you're a professional Cuban and he hates you like poison.
Uh-huh.
And you're a little... I said, yeah, you got a good point. He's a very nice man. And those terrible things... I bet you we're going to get some Puerto Ricans calling here today. Let's get some nice Puerto Ricans calling the show today. What do you say?
No.
Come on. Tell George to stop picking on the goddamn Puerto Ricans because he's a professional Cuban, even though he's been denying it all these years. I told the guy, and it's true, only in the last few months has George finally really come out of the professional Cuban closet. Over at IOD, he kept it very well hidden. Once we came over here, once we came over to this place where I guess he figured, well, you know, it's not a real place anyway, which he's right. And he started becoming a little, and then of course once he went on the air, that was it. That was the end of his closet days as a professional militant Cuban. So the Puerto Ricans hate George like poison. Just a bulletin for you. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, sir. Pretty good.
Going back to something I hope you like, the mid-'70s Toronto Maple Leafs. What was wrong with them?
Well, what does that mean? Going back to something you hope I like, the mid-'70s Maple Leafs.
Well, I think you're a Leafs fan.
What does that have to do with now? Who cares? How about the '60s Maple Leafs? What does that mean?
Well, I was just wondering.
No, I don't like. 567-0560. What a moron you are, sir. You're 150 years old. Nobody told you you're dead yet. You're one of the millions of people we got down here, the walking dead. All these people that want to live in the past. Nobody, including me, cares about the '70s Maple Leafs. It's almost the goddamn year 2000. I care about the Maple Leafs that beat Montreal 3-2 on Saturday.
Oh!
Yeah, that are tied for the division lead with 13 points. Those are the Leafs I care about. Not back in the '70s, not in the '60s. Those are the kind of so-called sports fans we got down here. A bunch of old farts living in the distant past. That's the reason this town is so out of step with the real world, because most of the people here are either living someplace else in their mind, I don't want to mention no country, or, like this guy, they're living in the past, something I really like. Do I like?
No.
Blow it out your ass, man.
No.
Get a life. Get with it. Get with it. Get a calendar, okay? You'll be amazed to see it's not the '70s anymore. God. So many boring people in this town and so little time. Here's Plantation. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Morning. Hey, this Jim Gray character.
Yeah.
If you remember,
A bullet in the brain would be too good for him. In addition to which, I know where you'd find the brain, probably in his
rectum. I know you don't like boxing, but
no, I
you
don't.
did an interview during that when Tyson bit Evander's ear.
Oh, by the way, I'm glad you mentioned Tyson. Nice fight again, Mike. Another fake fight, okay? Hits the guy way after the bell, and the guy can't get up, and now it's no decision, and another fake fight. Nice going. But anyway, you keep paying to see those. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what a joke. Anyway, here's what I was calling about. When he did that interview with Mills Lanes after the fight, you know he bit him once. He let him continue, then he bit him again, and he disqualified him.
Yeah.
The question to Mills Lane was, did you disqualify him because of the first bite or because of the second bite?
And the answer should have been bite this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the question itself? I mean, come on. They praised him because he was asking some tough questions.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's a
Don
great
King and that
journalist.
guy.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The guy's pathetic. It's embarrassing, and I don't know anyone who saw that.
This was one of the lowest moments in the history of television. I can't believe that every line on this board isn't foaming at the mouth with people that just want to spew venom against Jim Gray, and rightfully so. This was the lowest moment in the history of my tube.
Despicable, and I appreciate you letting me spew some of that venom.
Okay.
Thanks, Neil.
We're going to see you burn in hell, Jim Gray, I'll tell you that. I sure as hell hope I get there, and I'm pretty sure I will, just so I can see you burning right there next to me. Jim Gray, you piece of crap. Subhuman garbage. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Any Puerto Ricans calling? Huh?
No.
No. Maybe we don't have any Puerto Ricans beside that one guy who came up to me at the game the other night. Maybe I should test the water.
just called.
And what'd he say?
He said, I love you, man. I get it. I have a sense of humor.
No, he doesn't get it.
Sure he gets it.
No, he does not get it. You'd like to see him get it.
He's going to be at the pizza lot to say hi, as a matter of fact.
Oh, good. I'll point out George. I'll show you which one he is, sir.
He's bringing his knife collection. He knows I'm into knives.
Here's Plantation. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Pally?
Okay, sir.
Listen, I was once hooked up with NBC Sports as a production assistant and a runner. The night before the game, they have production meetings.
Mm-hmm.
He was not the one that had the questions written down. He was told what to say, Neil.
Really?
The projector, the producer.
The projector?
Yeah, well, that's like a producer.
Yeah.
They tell him what to do, when to say it. They want controversy. He's just a conduit, Neil. It's not his fault. He was told what to say. He's got an earpiece in his ear. They kept pushing. And when they saw, they went on to the second part of the question, the third part of the question.
So, in other words, it was the whole NBC network then, not just Jim Gray. We don't want to single him out.
It was the executives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I say screw NBC then. I don't ever need to watch NBC again.
Well, I mean, they lost football. They should lose baseball in the Olympics too.
Right.
Okay.
But they got the guy with a speech defect doing the news.
Yeah, the projection.
Uh-huh.
All right,
He's
Neil.
projecting it.
Can I ask you a question, Neil?
Yes, sir.
Over where we live, there's this PetSmart, and there's PetVet, and then there's the Party Supermarket. In between the two stores,
that's right by the Amico where my car broke down last night. Go ahead.
There's a little place that has desserts in there.
I've never been in there. I've never been in that strip thing.
Okay, thank you.
What?
Yeah.
Thank you for what? Oh, he wanted to ask me about the place, but I've never been in there. No, he wanted to ask me about the joint, but since I've never been in there, I can't tell him. So he said thank you. And that's it. What's the matter, George? You just don't get it. The Puerto Ricans get it. You just don't get it. 567-0560, pound 560 on it. And of course my thing, I guess I must be the only person in the world. It's just my bad luck. Maybe I'm already in hell. Maybe God's punishing me already, you think?
Uh-huh.
Service column lock. $40,000 car, and it moves every day when it feels like it. You go somewhere, you get in the car, and it starts, no problem starting, and the steering wheel's just locked up. First, sometimes it'll say, pull key, wait 10 seconds. And I'm thinking, yeah, pull this. And you pull the key out, you wait 10 seconds, you wait 30 seconds, you put it back in there. Oh, service column lock, and your steering wheel is frozen like the goddamn North Pole. What kind of a car is that? What kind of a computer is that? Like I said before, what kind of a maniac invents a computer that freezes up the steering? And by the way, wouldn't it be nice to be going about 75, 80 miles an hour on I-75? When all of a sudden, oh, service column lock. Of course, on I-75, depending on which part of it you're on, you could go a long way straight ahead. Until that magic moment. Here's a mobile in Boca. Hello.
Neil, that's this anti-theft device, isn't it?
Yeah, anti-theft, uh-huh. That's how the owner can't steal his own car.
Exactly amazing, isn't it? Good technology. You're pretty knowledgeable about various subjects in Broward County, and this is one that has me stumped, and maybe give me an answer. The Seminole Indians are building a gaming facility in Coconut Creek. Are you familiar with that?
Well, it's on, it's off. It all depends on what the government rules, whether they can open it or not.
Yeah, I mean, the construction, just let you know, is underway. They hope to open phase 1 by January.
Yeah.
My question to you is that why is this going to be allowed?
Why is what going to be allowed?
A Class 2 gaming facility in Coconut Creek.
Why not?
Because the Indians, what right do they have to open up in I'm saying Coconut Creek? Why don't they open up in Coral Springs, or why don't they open up in Holly? You know.
Well, what difference does that make?
Because they have to own the land, don't they?
You're asking me? I don't know. Maybe they bought the land. I haven't got any idea. Maybe they bought the land with all the other money that they're making. For crying out loud, we butchered and massacred like a bunch of cockroaches. Why not give them an opportunity to get the money back, sir? Why didn't they open it in Coral Springs? How about Okahumpka Turnpike Plaza? That sounds pretty good.
Uh-huh.
That's a good spot. How about Yennemsville? You're pretty knowledgeable on a lot of things, Neil. 567-0560, pound 560. It's going to be comedy day here at QAM. You can tell already, can't you?
Uh-huh.
From these calls, it's comedy day. What about those Maple Leafs from the 70s, huh, Neil? You ought to like that. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, saw you at the game Friday night.
Yeah.
Hey,
Turned out to be a pretty good game.
yes, it was. I was a little disappointed with the crowd, not only in the
Well, you better get used to it, sir. I'm not going to sit here and bellyache about the crowds because that's what you see is what you're going to get.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was hooting and hollering a little bit. But in
You
short...
could have seen the crowd in L.A. at their big new arena they had last night. There were thousands of empty blue seats. And by the way, because the Yankees were playing in the World Series, if you would have seen the crowd again at Madison Square Garden with zillions of empty seats, you would have understood that there's only so much money to go around.
Yeah, that was my first time in there this year. But in short, my buddy and I, we had almost the entire row to ourselves. And then the row ahead of us, we had two attractive ladies.
Well, there you go. What's not to like?
Well, this is what's interesting. You know, during the first period, we actually hit it off. I shared a couple beers together and bought them around, and, you know, it was going pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked to my right and I said, hey, there's Neil Rogers. And they spun around like Linda Blair and says, where? And I said, well, it's the ugly guy over there with that ugly blue and white jacket on over there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and she says, oh, you listen to him? And with tremendous pride, I said, yes, I do. Oh, he's disgusting. I said, look, is this a radio show?
Yeah.
Neil, they never turned around and said one more word to us the rest of the night.
I love it.
So those bitches that sat in front of us.
Oh, they're listening right now. Screw you,
Yeah.
bitches. They're listening right now. Okay, I did you a favor, pal. Trust me.
Yeah, I think you did, buddy.
You wouldn't want to catch that anyway. Have a great day.
All right, bye.
How do you like that? Oh, he's disgusting. See, like I've said a million times before, the women in this town, 90% of them, they got no sense of humor at all. Humorless. They're busy watching Jerry Springer. They're watching Oprah. Bunch of swill. Jenny Jones. All that dreck. Yeah, they're subsidizing all the crap that's on there. That's the reason it's on. If we had a woman, we'd have triple digits if we had a woman audience. Any. Do we have any woman audience?
No.
No. 10:56 at 560 WQAM.
This is 560 QAM. Jim Mandich talks sports. Weekends right here.
All right.
On Sports Radio 560 QAM.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
French Canadians, you come here every year.
Oh!
Old feeble souls.
Hey, stupid!
Not knowing head from rear.
For Christ's sake, I only had one eye.
Well, you eat like pigs and you dress like slobs. Clog our highways with your cars.
Unbelievable.
Only one thing worse than a restaurant is to see you in a bar.
Howard!
God keep our state.
Oh!
French Canadian free. Buy a one-way ticket on Air Canada for thee.
But.
Oh, Florida, please make the frogs all flee.
Oh!
It's 11:01 at 560 WQAM. Let's see, what do we got today? Hank and Chulas? Aren't they going to be doing a show from Calder?
No.
Oh, I got the 9, but here comes the 11 on the outside, and the 4 is slipping through on the inside. Oh, crap, I lost. No, Hank will be at Chulas today from 2 to 5. Hank and Nat Moore from 5 to 6. And then we got the Boosters, 6 to 8:45. The Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers, another horrendous Monday night matchup NFL football game. Almost as bad as that Thursday night game that we had with the Ravens. You had to be a Raven idiot to listen to it. God. You can't complain about the talent and the quality of the play in the NFL because there isn't any. Just unbelievably bad. Horrendous. Boring. You watch, there'll be somebody call in, oh, you didn't like that Dolphin game? It was real exciting yesterday. Yeah. Almost as exciting as the Panther game last night. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Listen, the reason the Indians are allowed to build on that up in Coconut Creek is because the state of Florida gave them that land in exchange for putting the turnpike right through their reservation.
Well, how do you like that? There you go, sir. There's your answer.
So they got like 5 acres up there in exchange for the 5 acres that they took to...
Yeah, it's their freaking land. They can do whatever the hell they want. And if the federal government says go ahead and build a full-fledged casino, they're going to do it.
Well, exactly. So, but that's why. They just gave them land in Coconut Creek in exchange for letting them put the turnpike right through their property.
Well, God bless the Indians.
I agree.
Thank you, sir.
See you there.
Of course, Mike Hargrove ain't saying that anymore. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Mobile in Miami is gone. 13 minutes and 42 seconds later. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil. How you
Yes,
doing?
sir. Okay.
Listen, I'm just calling about the ferret, this gentleman Gray. Couple of thoughts here. I called New York last night, got NBC on the phone. The woman last night, late at night, said that this was the most calls that they've ever gotten.
Good.
Exceeding OJ, incredibly. But they were appalled, and even the workers at NBC were bashing Gray on the phone, both in Miami when I called there as well as New
Well,
York.
this guy before that says he worked with NBC. He says it wasn't his fault. He was just the pimp, that they're the producers put him up to it.
Yeah, well, I think that anybody at top probably clears stuff, but my feeling is watching this guy over a long time, he seems like a ferret who'd be the guy volunteering to do the job, The irony is, Pete Rose, great ball player, but everybody knows him to be a cretin. and incredibly, this guy made him a sympathetic figure.
Right. Exactly.
If Pete Rose is inducted into the Hall of Fame, he should have Jim Gray doing the announcing for him there to introduce him, because he did more probably one move last night to get the guy muscled into the Hall of Fame.
Before he steps up to the podium, Jim Gray should say at the conclusion of his introductory remarks, and Pete, you want to admit it now or what?
Yeah, right.
One last chance, Pete,
Absolutely.
before we put you in there.
Yeah, it was pretty shameful. You know, I was on the phone. I was watching with my son last night, and it was one of those little moments where you're pointing out some of the older fellas and what they did. They didn't look like too much standing there last night, but, you know, little Yogi and Sandy could strike them all out and all the rest. And it was a nice moment. You know, it was a good moment for NBC. It was incredible. It swung as far as it did in the other direction.
Yeah, they took something really great and enjoyable, and they turned it to pure instant crap.
It was amazing. I went from almost a middle-aged tear in my eye to infuriated.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'll let you run. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, Jim Gray, man, he's the Antichrist. NBC, it's the crap network, okay? Desperate. And I'm glad that Costas and Joe Morgan, that pie-faced Joe Morgan, sat there with egg on their puss, because if anybody deserved it, especially Costas, little twerpy jackass who thinks that the entire universe, especially baseball, that the entire world revolves around his puny little pathetic body. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Coconut Creek. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, Toronto native, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yes, sir. How's it going, eh?
Good. How you doing?
Great.
Hey, nobody cares about the 70s Leafs. I mean, I remember Darryl Sittler and Dave
Yeah,
Johnson.
me too, but we don't want to talk about it.
Right, no. Neil, I got a friend of mine who's in town from up north. He's never heard the Sofa King. Any chance you can play the Sofa King?
There's a chance.
Thank you, Neil. Have a good day.
And see you. Eh? I thought he actually called to talk about something, that guy. Did he?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff on the table here today, but as usual, man, well, it's Monday, you know. Don't expect too much on Monday. Do I expect much today? Plus, we got the ratings coming out in about a half an hour that are going to be pretty weak. I think our summer book is going to be like most summer books used to be. Last year we had a good summer book, I think, didn't we? I believe. But I think this year it's going to be not too good. And the morning, boy, can you imagine Bifo? I bet you Bifo is sitting on the throne right now. I bet you he made a beeline out of here and he got home as fast as he could, and he's sitting in there with his National Geographic, and he's sitting on the throne, the Sports Illustrated, sitting on the phone throne right now. Because the morning number in that last trend was precipitously, it was a disaster. And if by some chance September turned out to be not so good, it could be. And you know how paranoid and delusional he gets. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. People like Tom Jicha writing this stuff. Well, that is a good line, though, Tom, about the leper colony, but nevertheless, like that station is on the air, like anybody's talking about that station, it'll be interesting to see if Don Imus, a man who bought the farm, and that's all he talks about is the goddamn farm and his brother, it'll be interesting to see if he makes any impact. I have a very strong feeling they're not going to show again. They're going to be a no-show. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
Okay.
Good. Listen, I think that whole Dan Marino thing was staged.
Meaning
and that they told him that either you go down and take a dive or we're going to bench you. And just to pull Hayward in.
No, yeah, Hayward.
Well,
is that his name, sir? Hayward? He sure looked good yesterday, didn't he, sir?
Well,
no, he didn't. For maybe a junior high school quarterback, he looked really good, didn't he? You jackass. Another Marino basher there for you. Don't listen, Danny, okay? They're a bunch of ungrateful pricks. Oh, yeah, he won. This kid, he won the game. Did he?
No.
Stuck the joint out, okay? Mediocre at best. Nice interception, though, on that touchdown. Let a girls' team back into the game. Like I said, no matter what you do for the people in this town, you might as well be farting into a hurricane. Because there'll be a whole long line of assholes just like this guy. 50,000 deep. Waiting to rip you an ass. 8 minutes after 11 at 560 WQAM.
Gordon gives South Florida a major blowjob.
Listen to me. This is Stan Beinstein for Sofa King. You understand? Where everything is held to the high Sofa King standards. The selection isn't just huge, it's Sofa King huge. Believe me, you'll never shop anywhere else. And Sofa King's prices aren't just low, they're Sofa King low. You'll never find them anywhere else. Listen to me. When I say Sofa King has a beautiful store, I mean Sofa King beautiful. When I say the staff is helpful, I mean Sofa King helpful. Listen to me. Get to know the Sofa King and enjoy a selection that's Sofa King huge, a staff that's Sofa King courteous, and prices that are Sofa King low. You'll never shop anywhere else. But don't take it from me. Take it from satisfied customer Frank and Stein.
Sofa King, good.
You said it, Frankie. Sofa King, good.
11:13 at 560 WQAM. Service column lock. Maybe the 3 worst words in English language. Service column lock. And you notice we haven't had one call from anybody else either time. I had the thing with the 97 vet. Remember that with the, lost engine power, whatever the hell that thing was? Also a computer glitch. Never had a call about it then, and never had a call about this either. I'm the only one. I'm the lucky guy, baby. Nobody else has got a Corvette like I got. That runs only when it feels like it. Hartford, Connecticut. City shuts down Virgin Mary Shrine.
Oi!
The city has removed a shrine built in a city park after a faith hero claimed to see a vision of the Virgin Mary in a tree. Boy, she sure gets around, don't she? Clearwater, Florida, Hollywood, Florida, and now Hartford, Connecticut. Not to mention Athens, Georgia, or Conyers, Georgia. The locust tree began attracting crowds in August when Roman Gordel said he saw Mary in the spaces between the branches of the tree. The Virgin Mary was in the spaces between the branches of the goddamn tree. Since then, others have said they saw the vision too. It's like when you see a cloud formation in the sky. Oh, look at that, it's George Washington. And everybody says, oh yeah, there it is. There's the wig. Gordel's built a shack at the site which has been filled with candles, photos, and statues. The city originally said it would allow the shrine to remain if Gordel's made improvements, including the installation of smoke detectors. Now, why would you need a smoke detector if you got the Virgin Mary in there? What the hell's wrong with you people, man? She's not going to let no fire get started in there. But last week, the city ordered it taken down, citing a lack of building permits and city code violations. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Virginia Key. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil. How are you doing today?
Okay, sir.
I had to bypass the beginning of your show so I could hear the whole Jesse Ventura interview with Diane Harim on LRN.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. He kind of reiterated what he said in Playboy. That she cornered him on the religious issue. And he hemmed and hawed, and a caller called in and made a statement he agreed with, that he didn't want this country run by a whole bunch of freaking theocrats.
Yeah.
Which is exactly, what we all agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when cornered on the drug policy, said, I'm not going to talk about hypothetical situations, but the drug war is an unquestionable failure.
Yeah.
So that was also nice to hear someone say on a venue like that.
Well, the governor of New Mexico has already said that. In fact, I got a big piece from yesterday's paper about that.
Right.
And he's not involved with a bunch of lunatics in the Reform Party like Donald Trump and Pat Buchanan, that Nazi. I mean, see, I'm losing my interest in Jesse Ventura very rapidly. Because he's, why doesn't he distance himself from these people, especially Pat Buchanan? I mean, Donald Trump is his man? What has Donald Trump got to do with politics? What did he ever get elected to? What is his policy on anything? What does he stand for besides gambling?
The last thing we need in office is somebody who oversees what we looked at as a fat cat. But the reason why I like the fact that Ventura is saying these things, I don't particularly agree with him being at the politics, etc. I don't think I'll ever vote for him. But the nice thing is that someone is going into a venue with, in quotes, that much power.
Right.
And is saying these things.
I agree.
And the more people, it's like national coming out.
But the problem is that he's detracting from the credibility of it by associating himself with his party, with his so-called political party. That's a circus. It's like a clown party.
Well, I think
it takes any credibility away from what he's saying.
I think though it'll allow the opportunity for other people in the other parties now to, in quotes, come out of the closet and the reality closet and start saying
about religion.
Hopefully.
Inhale now, pal.
I already do.
I'll bet you do. Okay, have a great day. I'll let you know when to exhale.
Yeah, man.
5670560, pound 560. Yeah, see, every time we think we got somebody up there, oh yeah, listen, he really said it, and he's really, and that comes out to find out he's with a bunch of simpletons and Nazis. The Reform Party, reform this, and that little ass with the big ears. Gotta roll up our sleeves and do. The fact that anybody, including the people in the media, the fact that anybody could seriously be discussing Donald Trump as a contender for, like, dog catcher is ludicrous. Based on what? What political experience? What international experience? Other than gambling and having a couple of bad divorces. What? Based on what? Oh, but he's he's a media, he's an icon. He's an icon of what? Maybe instead of an icon, we ought to elect a diva. How would that be, huh? Yeah, an icon and a diva. Yeah, Bette Midler for vice president. Anything to keep her ass out of this town, out of Sunrise. That frickin' bitch. See, the thing that I don't understand is that, well, you say it already paid for the tickets. They're cheap, like Rimmer. That's why they went to the thing on Sunday, after she shined everybody and stuck it to them on Friday, and then try to get them to cancel a Panther game and move it from Saturday so she could do her fat ass thing there on Saturday. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello. Lady in Miami. With somebody coaching her in the background. Hello. Oh, this is getting to be intriguing, isn't it? The lady in Miami that's not going to be on. Okay, too late. 5670560. There was our lady call for the day. Oh! Like I said, we have no women listening to this show. Don't come to me and lie, okay, about all the women listening to this show. Because it's not possible that we could have like more than 5 women listening to this show. And I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. What's the use? What's the point? We have the game players. We have the schnorrers, who of course won't be calling anymore because I will never give anything away on this show again. What's the use? Who cares? Bye-bye, ladies. All 4 of you, okay? Even the Knots Landing lady, I begged last week for her to call. What's the point? She's gone. She moved on in life. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Mobile in Miami.
Yeah, good morning, Neil. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Okay.
I'm wondering if you caught the comedy act that served as the Hispanic Heritage halftime show at Jarabi Sunday.
No, why would I watch the halftime?
It was the funniest thing.
Do they show the halftime show on television?
I don't know if you're there or what, but let me tell you, they bring this guy out, they bring this Latin singer out, and the worst lip sync you've ever seen in your life. I mean, they didn't even bother plugging in the instruments.
Yeah.
An electric guitar is out there pretending he's performing, making really just a jackass of himself.
Yeah.
And he gets up there and they're talking about Hispanic heritage. I mean, it's hilarious.
It was probably more entertaining than the game.
Actually, at parts it was.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's rip the Cubans, okay? There you go. That'll get a lot of calls on the board. Let's rip the Cubans. Let's rip the Spanish language. Same old tired crap. One-dimensional town, man. Horse and buggy town. It's like the dog sitting out there howling at the moon up there, howling at the full moon. Is it going away?
No.
No. Well, what's the point? I mean, if it makes you feel better to waste the energy, what's the point? Oh, there, look at that. Now, where have you been?
I had a death in the family.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now you make me feel bad.
I was going to call you Friday, but I didn't think I'd be up to talk.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Nobody we know.
No.
Oh.
No. It was my uncle.
Oh.
So.
Well, see, you make me feel real bad now.
Well, that's
make me feel like I'm picking on you when you had that's the worst thing you could have said is I had a death in the family. No, seriously, that's a shot.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's not unless you killed him. You didn't.
No. I didn't have anything to do with it.
So you've been out there?
I've been out there.
All the time. Yeah. I knew you wouldn't abandon us.
Of course not.
Even though we have no more Knots Landing.
I know. Isn't it terrible?
And we have no more Cubs since Harry died.
Isn't it terrible?
Yeah.
Life just goes on.
Now, how's your weight situation? That's what I want. Maybe I better not ask.
It's mediocre.
Oh, no.
But you know what? Something like this is like a real eye-opener, too.
Yeah. Was he fat?
He was overweight.
Uh-huh. Yeah. How old was he?
The family thing. I don't even want to tell you that. It was 57.
He was 57? I'm fat, and I'll be 57 in about 10 days.
Yeah.
Oh, my. I better cut the crap, huh?
Yeah, we both better, huh?
Okay. If you'll cut the crap, I'll cut it out. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Take care.
Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
There she is after you were picking on her for not calling us, George. Shame on you. You don't like anybody. You don't like the Puerto Ricans. You don't like her. She's a sweetheart. She's my buddy. Not as good a buddy as Tracy Neely, though, who got me my CD. That's for you, Tracy. A big wet one. And a kiss, too. 5670560, pound 5. He was 57. He was fat, and he's dead. Just like Don DeLuise said with Anne Bancroft, the good people are the fat people, and the fat people are the dead people.
Stop bringing all that food in here, by the way, okay? We're not eating any more food in here for forever.
We're not. We already discussed that this morning. No more of this food, because no matter what it is, if we cut that out, at least whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? That's that much less that we'll be eating. Here's Homestead. Hello. Homestead.
Yeah, hello. This is Mike from Homestead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got two questions for you, Neil. One is regarding the Peter War incident that he was caught on TV with Coles.
Right.
And what I want to get your opinion as Bobby Bowden as a coach for letting this player play. He's supposed to be quote unquote
Disgrace, an absolute disgrace.
He's supposed to be a role model for all kids and other football players, and to let one player be kicked off the team and to let this Heisman.
Well, the excuse for the other one was, well, he had a whole long rap sheet and done a whole bunch of other stuff. But the fact that he let him play was a disgrace. And I was delighted to see on one of the college games on Saturday, I forget who it was, one of the analysts came on and he said that. He said this was an absolute disgrace, and all over the country they're ripping Bobby Bowden a major ass, and rightfully so.
And one more question for you, and I want to get your opinion, I'll let you go, is on Pablo Bure, the big money man down here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I want to get your opinion on that. What do you think about that?
About what?
About Bure with this little groin injury.
Well, like I said before, I mean, we don't know if it's a little groin injury or a major groin injury, and the fact is he's had a lot of injuries through his career, but you start getting a little bit of antsy, you know, like how many games has this guy played for us so far, you know? You get to the point where you start saying, gee, you know, it would be nice to see him out there eventually. And now they're saying, oh, we're pretty confident he's going to be back Wednesday. Well, they said the same thing for last night, then he doesn't even make the trip. They said the same thing for Friday. He didn't even skate into practice Friday. So it's getting to the point where you start wondering, do we have damaged goods or what?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we're at Florida State. I don't think, and that's a disgrace to all football teams. And I like UM's big win Sunday. That was
yeah, it was pretty good when BC left the field and let them score those 85 touchdowns. Okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's called the Big Choke, like the Braves. Ask the Braves how to do it. They'll show you how to choke it. Here's Kendall. Hello. Kendall.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Muy buenos días. I would like to commend you in your audacity as usual with themes such as Jesse Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to just contribute with my little opinion. I think he belongs in a circus because, first of all, he used to be a poor soldier. Second of all, he used to be a wrestler, so he's a clown. And the likes of him have to agglutinate around him, right? That's my opinion. Anyway.
Well, that's what he's making himself to look like. I mean, for a little while there, he looked like a serious guy.
I like the
some
guy.
very ballsy things, and now he's just looks like a clown again.
Yeah, of course. In the beginning, I didn't know anything about him because I don't follow wrestling and savage things like that, but I found it very provoking that someone coming from the Bundis or whatever in life would get to become this high figure in politics.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think he's screwing it up, really.
He is.
Yes. Sir, would you allow me to give you a little note? It's not as provoking as Jesse Ventura, but it's something probably you are such a knowledgeable
real
person.
Quick, real fast.
Okay. Today is the birthday of the master Pablo Picasso.
Oi!
And I would like to share with you something.
Yeah, well, better late than never, you know.
Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juan Nepomuceno Crispín, Cristiano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso, was born in 1881 in Málaga, Spain today.
Ay, Papa Juan Pablo.
Wow.
Of Spain was the most prolific of all painters in his career that lasted.
It's amazing he had time to paint with a name that long, you know.
Yeah,
okay, listen, I got to go. Have a great day. 27 after 11 at 560. George is yawning, so I know it must be
They just had his biography. He was an asshole.
Hey, let me tell you right now about what?
Picasso.
I don't care.
He's a real prick.
So who cares?
I don't.
It was one of those artsy-fartsy like Andy Warhol. He was an asshole, too, and couldn't paint.
Tim Bocapper talks sports. Weekends right here on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Why are you airing shit like this?
This fall on NBC, from the director of Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, it's Two Guys, a Girl, and a Rabid Wolverine. Two Guys, a Girl, and a Rabid Wolverine, followed by Just Shoot Me with a Bow and Arrow. This fall on NBC.
Yeah, hopefully Jim Gray is starring in that Just Shoot Me one, okay? No problem, Jim. 11:32 at 560 WQAM. So anyway, New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson, big article in the, which paper was it? Sun Sentinel, looks like yesterday. And it's New Mexico Governor. What was the Schwarzer's name? And they wrote the column about it was the Arizona Governor that was for legalization of drugs. Was it Freddie Pitts, Leonard Pitts? One of those schmoes. A well-meaning article, but how come he can't get the state right? Just because it's in the Herald, is that the problem?
Uh-huh.
Robert Steinbach, I think that was the one. New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson says it's time for a new approach with this drug thing. You understand how futile what we're doing is, he says. At what point do you reach critical mass and say enough is enough? By legalizing drugs, we could reduce the amount of drug abuse we have in this country. Law enforcement will be able to enforce laws we want them to, but can't because half their focus is on drugs. Before Johnson's announcement, the most prominent supporters of decriminalizing drugs included conservative commentator William F. Buckley and Baltimore Mayor Kurt Schmoke. He's smoking over here.
Yeah, man.
Writing in a 1996 National Review article, Schmoke said that drug prohibition reduces the number of police officers available to investigate violent crime, fosters adulterated, even poisonous drugs, and contributes significantly to the transmission of HIV. But under a system of legalized drugs, he wrote, the government would control the price, distribution, and purity of addictive substances, which it already does with prescription drugs. This would take most of the profit out of drug trafficking, and it's profits that drive crime, he said. Experts are watching the results of New Mexico's syringe exchange program. More than 100 syringe exchange programs have been established in cities and counties around the nation, which, according to 7 federally funded studies, have significantly reduced the reuse of dirty needles and the spread of HIV and hepatitis. Some advocates of drug policy reform encourage an even bolder step, direct government supply of heroin to addicts. Johnson says the issue needs to be studied and suggests that someday heroin might be available to registered addicts in pharmacies, even grocery stores. Other countries have experimented with such plans. In 1994, the Swiss government began prescribing heroin to more than 1,000 addicts in a clinical trial. Heroin remains illegal, and addicts can be arrested if they have drugs on them. In the program, the addicts are required to take their doses under medical supervision in clinics. 2 years ago, the government concluded that crime dropped 60%. Stable employment among the users rose to 32% from 14%, and heroin and cocaine use declined substantially. Experts noted that the government-supplied drugs are purer and stronger than street drugs. How do you like that? Oh, it makes too much sense. We don't want to put the DEA out of business, do we?
No.
Okay. 567. We got 7,200 open lines here now. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Miami Beach. Hello. Miami Beach.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
I was calling to see, did you read the article about the ball player, Billy Bean?
No.
No, and the art that, he's gay and he's opened up that restaurant, over here on Lincoln Road.
No.
With, I was, well, get to read it because I wanted to know if you can relate to it.
If I can relate to what?
How, because he was on the, playing ball, nobody knew that he was gay, and supposedly you were on the air before you came out and let everybody know, right? The pressure of having to live a double life.
Yeah.
And you can't relate to it, huh?
No, never played ball. 567-0, one call on the board. Look at that. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I got a stiff neck from this audience, you know what? I got a stiff. Here's the Lady Mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, here's your lady audience.
You're it.
You were talking
You're the
before,
whole audience right now.
You were talking about before about the fact that women don't listen because they think you're raunchy. Well, I'll tell you, I have all of your CDs, and I have a lot of male friends, and I've given them, here, listen to this. Without exception, they bring it back and they say, oh, my God, those are so dirty, I couldn't even listen to them by myself.
They're dirty?
Yeah. One of them...
What kind of male friends have you got? Bunch of priests?
Well, I'm sorry. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, I'm hearing blips on here. Just, one of them is considerably younger, and he was on his way to a vacation with a bunch of his buddies, and he played, I think the last CD was the one that had the bagpipes on it.
Uh-huh.
And he said they got through the entire thing of the bagpipes, and the guys got so freaked out they made him take the CD out.
Oh, my
I thought that was
God.
really funny.
Well, what kind of people are you hanging out with?
Obviously too straight.
Jesus, God, straight. Too repressed.
Okay, I have a story for you about hockey. Went to a junior hockey game Saturday night up in Pines. The junior Matadors were playing a new team from Miami called the Hurricanes. And we noticed when the Hurricane parents were sitting in the stands that they had a bunch of beach balls with them of various sizes, and we were all kind of puzzled, what do they got the beach balls for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, late in the third quarter, they're
In
down
the third
4-0. Pardon, I'm sorry, that was stupid, wasn't it? Third period, the other team, the Hurricanes, finally scored their first goal, and they were down 4-1, and they start tossing the beach balls up in the air in ecstatic fashion. And all of us on the other side were in hysterics, and I turned around to the president of the team and I said, if they do the wave, I'm leaving. Since when do they bring beach balls to a hockey game?
Hey, listen, in this town, anything is possible.
This is
even at the Macarena, the thing that gets them the most animated, they still want those T-shirts.
It's insane.
Yeah.
They don't even know what they're looking at. And all the people that I speak to that say, I don't like hockey, I can't ever follow the puck. Well, that's the reason I love it, is because it moves so fast. You've got
it's interesting you mention that, because yesterday, I had the football package on my satellite dish. I'm going to tell you, I have never in my life seen a sport, even baseball, which is boring, but I've never seen a sport where there is so actual little play as there is in football. I mean, I'm flipping from one channel to another. 90% of the time they're in a commercial break. You go back and they're standing off to the side and the referee is scratching his ass and trying to figure out where to spot the ball, and they're like, go back in the huddle, and you're screaming, somebody snap the ball. Let me see a play. Do something already. God, is it boring.
Well,
terminal.
Unfortunately, that's the way it was during the second period in the hockey game, the junior game the other night. So they were skating around.
Well, if you missed the Panther game last night, all three periods were at least consistent.
Somebody yelled out, "Hey guys, it's the black thing."
That's what they say when Peter Worrell's on the ice too. Have a great day, sweetheart. Okay, see ya. Bye bye. Peter Worrell? Did I actually say that? Whatever the hell his name is, the big black guy named Peter. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. A coma-inducing crowd here today. Make no mistake about that. 21 till 12 at QAM.
The best of Neil 99 CD is back. It's fixed. It's perfect. You can get them now at Specs Music in Dade and Broward, plus West Palm and Boynton. Catch Neil appearing live at Pizza Loft, 3514 South University Drive in Davie, tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. The best of Tuesday. Benefit
Not
Center
tonight.
From 5
Not
to 6
tonight.
a.m.
Not freaking tonight. Oh, Jesus Christ. We got a program director with a brain fart. Tomorrow night.
I knew I should have listened to it first.
Oh.
But I wanted to get it out
What
back.
is wrong with this man? What is wrong with this man? What is wrong with this man? Seriously, it's a disaster. This year's Center One campaign, it's the 25th of October. We were supposed to do October, November, December, like we did last year, when we raised over $150,000 and wound up doing great. Everything associated with it, from the golf tournament to this promo that we just got on. Oh, yeah, come see me tonight. Am I going to be there tonight? No. Maybe Bette Midler will be there tonight. Here comes Joe Costello all red in the face. And there's Tommy sticking his head in the door.
What just played, Joe?
Yeah, what did we just play?
I should have
In addition to which, what's with these long goddamn rejoins, Duff Lindsay? You know something? They're making it impossible. It's one thing, we've always had obstacles thrown in our way on this radio station since the day I sat down here, and that was the day the boss took off for Chicago because he assumed that all the crappy equipment wouldn't work, and most of it didn't, and he was right. But we go into the break, you got 6, 7, 8 calls all lit up on the board. You feel like you got to sustain a little bit of activity here. Maybe one or two might have something to say. Every single break is a newscast here now. And the rejoins keep getting longer and longer and longer to make sure that we get a full 5 minutes in. And the copy from the sales department keeps getting longer and longer. Tom Jicha is right. We're just commercializing ourselves out of business on this station. It's as soon as you hear, as soon as I start with that thing,
QAM.
and every break, you sit here and watch the lights pop off of there, like watching insects pop off one of those yellow lights, those electrical lights. Zap. Thank you, Duff. You're really doing it for us, baby. So what did he just tell you? What did Joe just have? What was
they came here to chew me out for playing the wrong thing. They said, you're supposed to have played NCD-2, the one that says tomorrow. And so I pointed to the computer screen and I say, you tell me, you read that and tell me what that says. Yeah. Indeed, NCD-2. Mm-hmm. And then in parentheses it says tomorrow. As in that's what the promo says. Join Neil tomorrow.
Not another
but
QA,
guess what?
Another QA mistake?
Uh-huh.
Is that it? WQAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you happen to catch 60 Minutes with the Carnival Cruise Lines last night?
No.
You didn't?
No, I was watching the Panther game.
Oh, okay. Well, they're talking about how much money's pumped in to Carnival Cruise Lines, and they pay no taxes. And
right.
They dump oil in the water.
Right.
Because they're not under United States laws,
right.
but they're allowed to dump oil in the waters. And then they had the bitch Kathy Lee on there, too. Unbelievable.
You mean with her kids, all those kids?
Yeah, the bratty kids.
Bratty little kids that are making treat. No, I'm not talking about her kids.
No.
Okay, thank you. I was talking about a puff piece they had on Kathy Lee. Screw Kathy Lee. Yeah, Carnival Cruise Lines. Let me say it again. We got the airport. Now when's the Herald going to do a 20-part series on the corruption with a guy named Cruise Lines and with Mickey Arison? Isn't it interesting, by the way, how they had that editorial the one day where they turned on Mayor Penis that I read on the air, which we had no commentary about? Isn't it interesting they had that? And then they come out with this multi-part series about all the corruption and the shenanigans at the airport and all the billions of dollars that are being wasted, and his name is prominently mentioned in there over and over again. I wouldn't buy me another house if I were you, Mayor Pinga, okay? I think they got your puss on the dartboard over there. You had it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Weston. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay, sir.
Good. Two quick comments. How can that Chuck Knobloch for the Yankees be a second baseman?
Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Last call of the day.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was wondering what you feel about Mike Tyson getting back into the ring.
He's an
ever
asshole.
again.
What do you mean get
ever
back into
again?
the ring? No, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about assholes that pay to watch him fight these farce fights.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
Ugh. Oh, well. Well, listen, I work 10:30 in the morning. I got lucky this morning because I had to take my friends to the airport, so I got a chance to listen to you a little longer. But my friends always tell me about all these skits that you do.
Yeah.
The what's it called, Sofa King and Helen Keller and all these comical things. Every time I hear you, you seem so mad.
Yeah.
For Christ's sakes, man, get a woman, get a job, do something.
Get a life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, get a life. Depressing, morbid. See, he didn't like it. The fact I didn't like his boring material. You're terminal, pal. You're weak. Get a woman. Do I want a woman?
No.
No, that's more for you. Although I don't think you're getting any either, from the sound of it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. His friends are always telling him, not that he listens, you understand. No, not that he listens. He's going to school, probably BCC, windsurfing. Here's a mobile in Weston. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How can people buy into this Howard Stern publicity with his wife? I mean, how...
I don't know, but I'm not talking about it, okay, sir? I'm not interested. Because he's got, like I've told you a million times before, he's got the hype machine by the balls. His people have the hype machine. So every time Howard farts, everybody's got to tell you what flavor. I don't care. Not interested. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Deerfield. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
First of all, 20-year listener, first-time caller. And speaking about your commercials that you were just talking about, did you see page 6 of the insert in the Sun Sentinel in the TV guide section this Sunday?
I just got through reading it a little while ago. Tom Jicha.
Yeah, okay, I was out of the car. I must have missed it.
That's
Sorry
okay.
to bother you, Neil. Have a good day.
And back to you. I don't miss a thing, pal. I'm right on top of it. Does anybody have any comments about it?
No.
No. Just the Tom Jicha piece alone, we should add 25 calls on that. But as usual, these people have got, what they have to say? Yeah. Like that. And this punk that calls me a couple of calls back, oh, you always sound so angry, so mad. Am I angry?
No.
Am I mad?
No.
Am I pissed?
No.
No. No, it's payday. I got a big fat one in my pocket and my check too, pal, okay? Just don't squeeze it too hard. 5670560, pound 560. And then the woman that we get before with her boring hockey story, she was a very nice lady. The story was terminal. And then she's telling me about her friends that listen to our The Best of CDs and think that it's dirty. Men, not children, men. Young men. Like they're playing the bagpipes, which I will play, by the way, just because it's so dirty. What kind of people is she hanging around with? I guess she's hanging around with people that throw beach balls at junior hockey games or something. What do these people do? Where do they go? What are their lives? What does it consist of? That's our question. Any answers?
No.
Here's a mobile in Palm Beach. Hello.
Hello there, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good evening.
Last night watching that interview with Pete Rose, I don't know if you caught that, but he missed his golden opportunity to Don King, Jim Gray, to say, only in America, God bless America. Take care, Neil.
Yeah. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Cutler Ridge. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I just started the Atkins diet, and I have a couple questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got like this tremendous headache. Like I'm on this only the first week, but I got like a headache every single day, and I was wondering if you had the same thing.
No.
Okay. How about not being able to do number? How about that?
Yeah.
Was that a problem for you?
Sure.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you go to get all these the Atkins vitamins? Do you have to call him, or do they sell them at GNC or something like that?
How come our computer just went out in here, George? How come the computer screen just went out? You can go to Delights in West Boca, or you can call them, or you can...
I just want to know there's another place down south or somewhere, call them or whatever. And also, how many pounds have you lost on it? And I had a question for you as well. How can you
I'm not on it. Who said that?
Oh,
I'm
you're not on it? Well, I thought you said like you had your Atkins days or whatever.
Yeah. Well, how can you, let me ask you this, how can you be on the Atkins diet and have Atkins days?
That was my question.
You can't pick and choose. I'm not on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying the same. I'm holding my own.
Okay, then that answered my question.
Okay, good luck.
Take care.
What was that with the computer just now, by the way?
I hit a button that
you weren't supposed to hit.
Apparently.
Well, don't do it again. We're bringing the Puerto Ricans in here, man. Are you mad, Neil?
No.
You sound so angry.
No.
Blow it out your ass, kid. Okay, get a goddamn life. Jesus, God, are you people boring. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Mobile in Isla Mirada. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're on our way to the Keys for a couple of days, and we listen to your CD on the way down.
Uh-huh. Better not listen to too much of it. It's pretty dirty, man.
We have a problem, though, with Boca Brian. We don't find them very funny. And we're on Neely's. We took a unanimous vote, and we voted them out.
No.
No.
And the fact that you got your radio on in the background, that tells us all we need to know. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, I'm not the one that's got a problem today. They've all got a problem. Everybody in this audience, they all have a problem. Maybe that should be the theme for today. Maybe every Monday we ought to do that, because Mondays seem to be real big problem days. My only problem was that my car was screwed up last night. Happens to the best of us. That was it. Did I get any response on that?
No.
Anybody else ever have their computer go on and freak out and do something strange?
No.
No, nobody else. Just me. Just me. Because I'm a bad guy. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Yes, I can always tell when George is on the air because the carts are...
Okay, great. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Did you have a chance this weekend to catch Mandich on the pregame, or did anybody call you about it?
No.
He was talking about, this Johnson on that team and that Johnson on... You got to get the tape. He says, I guess we got to keep our Johnsons straight today. And there was dead silence. And then
Really?
he came back, Pat danced around it a little bit.
Got to keep your Johnsons straight here.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. That was it.
Got to keep your Johnsons straight here.
You got it. I knew you'd be on top of it.
Okay, see, we're on top of it, man. It's scary. It's real scary. This is like the Blair Bitch Project, It really is scary. They're right. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, buddy?
Okay. I'm doing okay.
Yeah, it sounds like some of these callers. Boy, I don't
They got real problems, man. Lack of life. Lack of material, lack of a life. Lackawanna?
I think they're all from Canada.
Yeah. Or at least part of that.
I thought maybe I'd get a laugh out of you. You have a good day, Neil.
That was it. That was his material. He's talking about the other callers. That was it. That was the call. Jesus Christ. It just staggers the imagination, you know. It's just mind-boggling. Here's a lady in Kendall. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay.
I just like to say I enjoy your show very much. I'm a nice Jewish girl married to a Mexican guy.
Oi!
I want to ask you.
By the way, there's a guy in Canada that wants to start a class action suit against circumcision.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because he says it's barbaric.
Well, I'll tell you what, my husband is now circumcised.
Yeah. Is it barbaric?
Yeah, I think so. Let me ask you, Neil. I live in the South Bay area, and you know how you're always talking about that the carpet place that you get cleaned your carpets with?
Mm-hmm.
They don't come to my area.
What do you mean they don't come to
They don't
your
come
area?
to Homestead. They said
No, they're not going to go down there. No. Who would?
Yeah, it's
No. Nobody would go down there.
it's so bad down there where I live. So I don't blame them. But I wanted to let you know.
I'd move to like a real place, and then they'll come and do a great job for you.
I wanted to let you know that I do listen to you at work, and I laugh out really loud, and everybody looks at me like I'm some kind of crazy person, but I don't care.
Great. Have a great day, sweetheart.
You too now.
And move fast. Please, before it's too late. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She lives in Homestead.
Oi!
We're sorry. We'll pray for you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line.
Radio 560, WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I wouldn't vote for you, no matter what you do. I don't care how hard you try. All you guys do is cheat and lie. I'm so tired of RVP, and I think that Pat Buchanan's so creepy. Bradley is the next jock, and Forbes is just a joke, and George W. Bush Joe spent the 80s snorting coke.
Yes.
I wouldn't vote for you, no matter what you do. I don't care how hard you try. All you guys do is cheat and lie.
Okay, 1202 at 560 WQN. Hank will be at Schuler's today. We got the Monday Night Football. Don't talk about that. So the ratings, the summer book is coming in here very, very slowly. Bluff just came up here with tears in his eyes and he said they're coming in real slow and it's only the top 20. So how come we're only getting top 20? Because usually we get like 25, 26, 27 stations listed, and that's the only way that WAFN might make it. So overall, persons 12 plus. This is the entire day, the entire week, Monday through Sunday. Guess what station continues to be number one? WEDR. Continues to be number one. A Schwarzer station. A rap station. A hip-hop station. And you know what they play on WEDR around the clock?
Crap.
That's right. Number two is Life. A slush station. An elevator music station. On only in doctors and dentist offices. Number three is Radio Amor. A spick station. A slush spick station with a 5.1. Number four, this is 12 plus overall, is Power 96 with a 5.1. A young spick show station. Number five is WHQT, Hot 105 with a 4.5. Another Schwarzer station. So there we are. There's the top 5 stations in the market. And other than Life, which is a slush station for people in elevators who can't get out, it's all ethnic.
Oi!
Again. Are there any white people in this town?
No.
Who speak English?
No.
How do we do it? How do you survive here, you know? How do you survive? It's a miracle. Let me ask Tom Jicha. What do you think, Tom, huh? Oh, yeah. Ask him. Come on, Tom. Give me a serious answer. Come on, Baldy. How does one survive? So if they're coming up this slowly, Jesus Christ, we can milk this whole the last 2 hours with this crap. By the way, how's WQAM doing at 12 plus? Well, that's not our demo. Okay, that's always a good story. Average quarter, let's see, what do we got? Where is it? 2.9. What was the spring book? 2.9. Hey, at least we're consistent, okay, here at QAM. That's overall, the whole day. Wait till that morning number comes in. I bet you somebody's squeezing real hard right now, huh? You think? Can you conjure up the image right now? Wow. He's probably got a box of Entenmann's donuts. Or maybe some of the Dunkin' Donuts they left over from Friday. That's right. Probably got those in one hand. He's sitting there on the pot waiting for this big number. It's going to be pretty grim. I could tell by the look on the puss of our program director. He had a real long look on his face. Oh, what is this? Person's 18 to 34. Is that our demo?
No.
No, get out of here with this. It's not our demographic. QAM, 2.6, 2.6. I don't get it. No changes, pal. It must be the Don Johnson book. Okay, let's take a couple of these calls here and get rid of them. Here's the plantation. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes,
what's
sir.
the story with Howard Stern? How come you don't even...
Not interested. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to run a couple things past you, but when you were talking about your car,
Yeah.
I had a Cadillac that I turned the key on one time, and it said that you had to wait for it in the whole 9 yards. Anyway, same thing, 4.5 hours, computer blurb. But you got to live with that stuff, I guess, if you want an anti-theft device. The thing I wanted to tell you was...
If you want an anti-theft device, you have to live with a car that you won't
anything,
start?
Anything that's a computer in the car, same thing with a computer like George just hitting the wrong button or something. I mean, you never know what computers are going to go down on you, you know?
Well, that's great. That's uplifting.
The thing I wanted to run by was, I've talked to you before, I'm the one that weighed 630 pounds a year ago, July. Yeah, I know. And you scared me down to, because you talk about food every day. You talk about the good food you get, and then you scare me with all the other stuff. So this July I hit 370, so I lost all that weight in a year, but I've stalled. So my wife has taken over, and she's got me starting November 1st, this Body for Life. Did you ever read that?
Body for Life?
Yeah, it's 12 weeks to health and physical and mental health.
Physical and mental health?
Yeah, it's pretty much off the Atkins, a high
it's another
protein.
Atkins ripoff. Yeah.
Well, it's high protein, low carb, with a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
So because I've stalled now, she's going to do it with me, and we're going to do this thing for 12 months. But the other thing I wanted to tell you was, and you scare me every day with this crap.
With what?
Guy, well, I'm 46.
Well, how about the Knott's Landing lady? Her uncle died. He's 50.
That's what I mean. I'm 40.
Fat.
That's what I mean. I'm 46. I got 3 boys, you know.
Yeah.
And that leads to the other thing I wanted to tell you, and then I'll get off, and I want to keep it going. But I have a 13-year-old son who was diagnosed autistic, and now is pretty well. He's doing real good. He's in school, and he's pretty smart. And I like to think, he always says he knows as much as, he always kids around about how he knows as much about hockey as you do.
Yeah.
You know, except you've lived longer, so naturally, but there was one day when you were giving out tickets, and he was homesick, and he was hitting every number. I think he missed 3 or 4 numbers, but he was close to it, you know?
Yeah.
And he wasn't reading the sheet. But the other thing was, you were nice enough to give us tickets one time. Down at the, the first row, right up against the ice, and he sent you a real nice letter about it, and
yes, he did.
He took his 7-year-old brother, and but what I wanted to get to is this.
Please, I don't want to sound impatient, but please say something, please.
I know you're going to yell. Well, you're going to yell at me.
I'm pleading.
You're going to yell at me. He and I had an argument all weekend about this beret thing. And I said beret's a wuss because of this groin pull. You just don't have groin pulls that usually last this long.
That's not true.
But what about Melody? He almost broke his neck, and he's skating already in berets.
He had a mild concussion.
Yeah, but I mean,
a groin problem is a chronic problem. It can last for months. It can come and go and come and go. And if you aggravate it, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
like
know.
Every little thing he doesn't skate, you know.
Every little thing,
feelings,
like when he had to have knee surgery. Every little thing.
Yeah. Well, wait, we got in this argument. See, he says, "Well, call Neil and see what he says."
I don't know. I just want to see him back very soon and have a great day. Oh, I'm going to kill myself right here on the air today. I really am. Look at that, men 25-54. Oh, this is overall again. Big is number one. We know that's all Howard's number, even if he is getting divorced or separated. I just don't care about that. Why should I care? Why should anybody out there care? And then they're calling asking me, how come you don't care? Because I don't. How does it affect my life? QAM from a 6.4 to a 5.6, men 25-54. Oh, boy. Wait till our number comes in. Wow. Wait till these day parts start coming in, Defo. By the way, Defo, don't come in tomorrow. I don't want to get him delusional or paranoid, but he is listening. 9 minutes past noon at 560 WQAM.
You get a lot of it. Neil Rogers on Sports Hole Radio, WQAM.
Hi there, boys and girls. Today, we've got a very extra special friend stopping by to show us all about something really special. I hear him at the door right now. Come on in, Mr. McMahon.
How are you, laddie? Hey, brought by something I wanted to show you.
Ooh, I wonder what
Here
it
is.
It looks like an octopus with a kilt on.
It's me bag, boy.
Ooh, your bag?
Hey.
Ooh, what? Can I touch it?
Sure, go ahead.
Ooh,
Run your hands out.
that's soft.
Hey, like
Really
velvet.
soft.
Hey.
Oh, what's this right here?
That is my blowpipe.
What do you do with the blowpipe?
You blow on it, lad.
You blow on
Hey,
it?
you put your mouth around it and you blow.
Oh, can I do that?
Hey, would you like to blow my pipe, laddie?
Oh, can I?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Come on, lad. You got to put your mouth around it, lad. Don't be afraid it's not going to break.
Like this?
Hey, that's a boy. Stick it all the way down your throat there.
It's getting bigger.
Hey, that means you're doing it right.
What's this over here?
That's me chanter.
What do I do with that?
What you do with that, laddie, is you put your both hands on it, you cover the hole, and you run your hands up and down the shaft real quick.
Ooh,
Hey,
like that?
hey, run your hands up and down it there. Now what you want to do, laddie, is you want to blow on the pipe. You want to squeeze the bag nice and gentle. And then you want to run your hands up and down the shaft real quick.
Okay.
All together, all at the same time.
Okay, here we go.
Good, laddie. Hey, that's good, lad. Sure. Hey, it's good, laddie. Keep blowing. Blow harder, laddie. Harder. Squeeze the bag. Squeeze more. Run your hand up and down the shaft. Quick, faster. Run your hand up and down faster. Slow. You've been doing your playing on my phone.
Do that again.
After the catching me breath, maybe.
Okay, now you understand why she was going to some like Little League or a kids hockey game or something. Because she hangs around with guys who are like,
Yeah.
How could anybody think that bit was dirty or not funny or anything else? Negative. Better get some new friends, sweetheart. So anyway, what the hell is WMGE FM? That's the station that used to be She, that was then the Planet, and that is now playing disco music, which all of a sudden in men 25-54, this is the whole week, has gone from nowhere, from a tied 18 with a 2 nowhere to a 5.8 and number 2 in the market in men. So like I said, and I'm looking at all the ethnic stations on here before we get the breakdown, it's going to be a disaster book for this station and anybody else who speaks English. All the ethnic stations went zooming up, and this. So the answer is there were no straight men who speak English who got diaries. Disco music. That's the only thing I've ever heard on there. They play anything besides disco, do we know? That's all I've ever heard. WMGE FM taking the market by storm. Very first time out of the box with the new call letters and the new format with a 5.8 closing in on big. Men listening to disco music. Here's Delray Beach. Hello. Delray Beach.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I listen frequently, and I just have a question. I'll hang up. What is your criteria for a good call?
Somebody who has something to say.
Yes, sir. Listen, I listen.
Okay. So somebody has something to say and wants to have a conversation. Something that might be interesting to the people who are listening, and maybe to me. Maybe interesting, amusing, whatever. And have I had one today?
No.
And that wasn't it either. What is my criteria? No, what are my criterion? What are my, he don't even have his grammar right. 5670560. Got 8 million open lines here today. And Mondays, do we get any good calls on Mondays?
No.
Very rarely, and that was not one, sir. He listens very frequently. And what are your criteria for a good call? When I get one, I'll let you know, pal, okay? I'll give you the big, we'll give you the buzzer. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miramar. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the show. First time caller, long time listener.
Yes, sir.
Okay, spy report for the Herald again. I know you like this.
Yeah.
And page 2C.
Yeah.
In the Dolphin report, it shows Miami at Oakland at 4:05.
Already got it, sir. Okay. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Sunrise. Hello. By the way, I forgot. Here's Sunrise. Okay. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil,
Yes, sir.
how you doing?
Okay.
Last week you had a caller call in about some bolo pasta. He said it was
He's
no
full of
carbs.
crap. Yes.
Oh, I went looking on the shelf for that. I didn't see anything like that.
It's got
the shelf
40
is kind of wiped out though. But if have you ran into that? Did
It's
you
got
look for it?
41 grams. The guy was an idiot, man. It's got 41 grams of carbs in your average serving, in a small serving. It's loaded with carbohydrates.
Okay, that's what I thought. I went looking for spinach and all this other stuff, and they were loaded. I said,
Loaded with carbs. That guy, in fact, that guy, we ought to get flowers for him, okay? They're probably going to bury him this week.
yeah, he was looking at it, carbs or whatever.
Yeah, too many points and too many O's.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, another BS artist, that guy last week. Oh, yeah, it's just the Bowls pasta. It's got yeah. Take somebody with you to the store, pal. Have him read the label to you and get it right. Carbohydrates. Do you understand the word? You get it.
No.
How to spell it?
No.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. North Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey Neil, how are you today?
Okay.
I used to work in radio a little bit, and then I smartened up. But
Congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
I used to work in radio too, and then I came to QAM. Yeah, true story.
But there's a disturbing trend, and I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that a lot of bands are like bypassing radio and going and just putting their music right in commercials? Like Ricky Martin had his music out maybe about 2 months, and then Pepsi bought it. You had the Backdoor Boys selling their music to Sears before it was even on the radio, and now you have like Hilfiger sponsoring.
Well, what do you mean they were selling their music to Sears? What does that mean?
Like the Backstreet Boys before it was even shipped to stations for airplay, it was in a Sears commercial. So they're bypassing radio.
You mean Larger Than Life? That wasn't on a Sears commercial before it was released. It's on the album. The album was out before it was in the Sears spot.
She's All I Ever Had was the song.
No, that's Ricky Martin. I'm talking about the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, Larger Than Life. It was showcased in the Sears commercials before it was even shipped to radio stations for airplay, and I get that from Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
November 11th, Rolling Stone.
Well, they got to make back the money that Big Papa stole from them somehow.
That's true. And with MP3s, I mean, it's really radio is almost a dying format.
It's good. Let them get the music someplace else. It'll goose our number up.
All right, Neil, great show. Thank you.
Thank you.
George.
Oh, what he was going to say, Jordan Knight rules. 567. That's what he was about to say. Jordan Knight rules. I know what the rest of that is, how that goes. He's a music freak. 5670560, pound 560 on it. So we're going to get some calls about WMGE FM. Let's hear what that is, okay? They're smoking. That's the big story in that book, by the way, Tom. I better stick your finger on it. Somebody draws attention to Tom, okay, the little bald-headed geek. You're perfect for this market, Tom, okay? Don't ever leave us. You're perfect for here. Here's Miami. Hello. Miami. Going once. With the radio turned way up in the back. Can't do it. Can't get it up. Here's a mobile in the Gables. Hello.
Neil, good day. How you doing, sir?
Good day.
Listen to the show a lot. Love it. Want
Yes,
to talk a little hockey with you if I can.
Why?
If that's okay with you today.
Why?
God, I've always wanted to ask you this question. I'm a transplant from the Great White North. I live in the Gables now. I'm from Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big Panthers fan now, but I always root for the Leafs, and I know you go back up to Toronto and everything. And I think from what you say, I think you like the Leafs as well.
Yeah.
And if it came down to a series between the Leafs and the Panthers, who would you go for
I
and
always
why?
root for the Leafs when they play the. I'm a Leaf fan for 42 years. This is old news.
You know, I go to the games and I wear my Leafs jersey, and I take a lot of ribbon because
Why?
of it.
That's your business. You wear whatever you want. I wear my Leaf jacket to every hockey game, sir, proudly. And if they don't like it, to them.
That's what I tell them. Secondly,
In
how
addition
long?
to which, and what do they know about it? What do they know about the game? These people in that arena, they don't know anything about the goddamn game. They don't.
I couldn't agree with you more, but I try not to get into that because I'm greatly outnumbered.
Goddamn Lance Pitlick nearly takes Valerie Burry's head off in the Calgary game Friday night, sends him flying into the boards head first. It's a miracle the kid didn't have a concussion or get killed, and they announce the penalty. Boo! They're all booing up there. I'm screaming, what is wrong with you people? What are you watching out there, you idiots?
I don't even want to get into it. When I watch the game, sometimes I'm infuriated with the refereeing going on, and it's kind of a shame. But you know, that's the nature of the game.
I'm not talking about
today.
the refereeing. I'm talking about the fans' lack of understanding of what's happening in front of their eyes. But anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood
That's
you.
okay.
Secondly, the Leafs went pretty far last year, and I've got one question.
Yes, sir.
Where is Nick Bohannos this year? I think he pretty much got him by. In
Nick
the end.
Bohannos, how about Lonnie Bohannos?
Sorry, why did I say Nick? Lonnie Bohannos. Where's Bohannos this year? Why is he not on the team?
He's history. They got rid of him.
And secondly, how long is the San Jose in first place thing going to last? I mean, okay, they got a good Canadian lineup there with Dan.
They have a hell of a team, man. It's going to last a long time. They're outstanding.
How long is this going to last? What do you
Why
see?
would you ask me that question? How long is this going to last?
I mean, what
It's
did you
like,
take?
it's like if you stubbed your toe, would you call me up and say, how long is this going to last? Have
Well-
a great day, pal. See you around, eh? Oh, my God. This, you know something? When I got in the car at the gas station with my soda, with my 2 bottles of diet soda, and I turned the key and it said, service, what are the 3 words again? I can't even think of what it said.
Column.
Oh, service column lock. See, I have a mental block on column lock. No, I do. Because I only saw that message 4,000 times last night trying to get out of the gas station. At that point, I should have known. Something a little light. If I were smart, which I'm not, it should have said, you know something? Tomorrow would be another real good day to call in sick. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Anybody? See, it's back to the old business again. I'm doing one show. I'm talking about the governor of New Mexico. I'm talking about the radio ratings, about a radio station that I don't know what it's all about. I'm talking about the goddamn thing with Jim Gray at NBC and Pete Rose last night. I'm talking about 80 million things, all of these things. And these people are talking about, well, you know, Neil, you like the Leafs in the 70s. You want to hear about that? No. What makes a good call, Neil? Not you. You know, and on we go. In search of a real caller who might have something to say about anything that I'm talking about. Has that ever happened? Almost never. Not today. Oh, and we were at this Little League hockey game, and they were throwing beach balls around, and they think you so dirty, et cetera, and so on. That's why I come in every day, because it's just astonishing. It's shocking to listen to this stuff. Every day when I sit down here, I ask myself, how am I going to deal with
all of these things?
And it's a good question. But today, of course, was payday. So I have a big fat in my pocket. 5670560, pound 560. How come did he just stop coming up here, or did he pass out on the elevator after he saw our bad numbers?
He said they had to wait for more to download, and then they would print them and copy them.
This is some operation going on here today, let me tell you. And by the way, laughing, I hate to break the news to Barry Jackass. Have they showed any demographics so far?
No.
Huh?
No.
No. Top 20?
No.
Nice going, Barry. You really hopped on a winner that time, sweetheart. But we're so nervous, we're suing them. 26 past noon at 560 WQAM. If you were Greg Reed, you'd be nervous too.
Ed Kaplan knows the scores, starting at 10 till the last game ends. Weeknights only on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Neil Rogers.
Fandom throws in the towel. We dine on deep fried spotted owl. We love to fling the dirt in the campaign. We pray a lot in church about who to next besmirch. And Limbaugh only uses half his brain. Jesse Helms is on attack. He hates the nice guy 'cause it's black. And Paula Jones is our new poster dame. We saw Beelzebub on the 700 Club. And I think that Pat Buchanan was his name. We lean way right and need a cane. We find abortion clinics and then we block the door. We're mostly white and sperm retaining. Here's our big mega ditto, 'cause we lean way right. And we all look and dress the same, and hate the gays in Jesus' name, and fear the things that we don't understand. Richard Nixon was like us. Well, his face could stop a bus. So I think we all should give our dick a hand. All right. In 96 we'll be in swing and beat the Dems like Rodney King. We'll dump the red and blue, just keep the white. Let Limbaugh set us straight. Just don't let him near your place. And hope there's no more books for him to write. We lean way right, oh, and need a cane. Yeah. We find abortion clinics and then we block the doors. We're mostly white and sperm retaining. Here's my big mega 'cause we lean way right.
12:33 at 5:50 WQAM. So the Pablo Picasso guy, the old Julio, that was the first part of his call, which at this point I have no idea what it was, but it was okay. And then he went off into this thing about Pablo Francisco Aruca, 8 million named Picasso. And at that point I finally had to say goodbye already because it was terminal. Coma-inducing. And George, of course, has to stir the pot by coming on and saying, he was a prick, Picasso, everybody hated him, et cetera, and so on. So this guy calls back off the air, and he's going, pa, 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 and George is pa, 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 back and forth.
Who gives a good flying
crap, okay? Nobody cares, sir. Nobody cares. And guess what? He's dead. Yeah. Who gives a crap about Picasso? So anyway, I want to apologize partially to Joe Rose. No, I do. Remember the day he had that big screaming thing in the hall with the Bluff, and then he got suspended 3 days, and I sided with Bluff? Well, Joe was right. Partly. Because you look at the, for example, Men 25-54, in the spring rating book, this station had a 6.4 share in men. 11 hours length of listenership. In this book, the summer book, our QM, in other words, the total number of people listening every week, actually went up, but the rating went from a 6.4 to a 5.6, the average quarter-hour share, because the length of listenership went down a whole hour, from 11 hours a week to 10 hours. And, of course, obviously, even Tom Jicha realizes a big part of the reason for that is too many spots. However, like I've also said, I only partly apologize to Joe Rose. Because when you got three guys on there who want to do a live spot on every commercial break, what does that tell you? How is there any hope for reducing those long, ponderous goddamn breaks? When you got three different guys out there all trying to squeeze a little extra out of that show. Can you imagine? But we're starting to pay the piper now. We're starting to pay piper high for these 85 million, and I've been paying for it for a long time on this show, and our breaks aren't anywhere near that long. But when you have a phone-driven show and you got 85 million people on here waiting and waiting and waiting, and then as soon as they hear that, that's the end of them. They're gone. Here's Juno Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Sure glad I turned you on.
You
know
too.
this guy Gray you're talking about?
Jim Gray.
First
Gray.
time I saw that guy, I couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
I've heard him make bonehead remarks before. One more thing. I come down there from Dearborn. I hear you talking. Was you ever on in Detroit?
No, sir.
That's what I was going to say, because
No.
I'm a talk show guy. I've never heard you up there.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to ask you.
Probably because I've never been up there. I mean,
I heard you talk a lot about Michigan, you know.
Yeah, well, I lived there.
I thought maybe you was on in Detroit.
No, sir.
You should have been.
No.
Anyway, one more
Detroit's
thing. Why did you, up here I can't get your station when the sun's not out?
Yeah, well, we're like Dracula.
Honest to God.
Yeah,
Comes
once
in the
the
morning,
sun
about
goes
7
down,
o'clock
so
at
do
night,
we.
that's it.
Yeah, okay, have a great day, pal. Oh, he wants to hear it at night. Is that it? Does anybody want to hear the station at night?
No.
No. We got Eddie K on. Like, that's funny. He should call about that because I told our program director today. I said Eddie K's like Dracula. Until the sun goes down, don't let him on the air. So we can ruin Hank's show like he did 2 days last week out there at Calder. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh, I got the 10, but here comes, I need the 9. Here's the 9. Oh, the 10's puking in the stretch. Ed, that was the worst radio in the history of the business. Even Marconi was inflicting himself. He was jabbing himself in the box. He was jabbing it. Anybody call, by the way, about WMGE FM? How come today, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I can't get any response to the things I'm asking and talking about? Is there some special reason? WMGE FM. Somebody out there must know what the hell it is, what they're playing, decides with themselves. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you today?
Okay.
Listen, first of all, I thought that two-referee system in hockey was to get some penalties going on in the back, but what happened in that Calgary game with Bill Stewart?
Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Jim Gray is a 1985 graduate of the University of Miami. That's all anybody has to
Thank
know.
you, sir. God bless you. There you go. Jim Gray, 1985 graduate of the University of Miami.
Hurricane f***ing blow.
Yeah. That's all we needed to know. That's the kind of assholes they produce there at U of M, are people like Jim Gray that goes on there and does that hatchet job on poor Pete Rose, who I can't stand to begin with, but sure as hell, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves the kind of treatment that unless maybe they're an axe murderer, that Pete Rose got from this Jim Gray last night on worldwide TV. A disgrace. And what's an even bigger disgrace is that most of these people don't give a crap. They just don't care.
Yeah.
21 before 11 at 560 WQAM.
You're being very difficult with me this morning.
What I got here is a new dance. Some people call it a barn dance. I call it a dirty square dance. Up with the petticoat, down with the pants, in with the finger, everybody dance. Girls with rags on up against the walls, guys with a heart on promenade the halls. Girls grab your partners firmly by the balls, drag them down the length of the halls. Make them holler, make them shout. Put your pretty ass up against his snout. First lady goes, second lady pass, third lady finger up the fourth guy's ass.
Rectum.
Finger out, promenade the halls, now release the poor guy's balls. Down with the petticoat, up with the pants, this is the end of the dirty square dance. Do-do-do, I reckon. I'm tired now. I think I'm gonna go grab me some french fried potatoes.
All right. 1244 560 WQAM. 5670560, pound 560. You know, he actually may get up here with some more numbers one of these days soon. Do you think he's going to get... No. Probably too embarrassed. I think it's great. I think that if we have a real horrendous summer book, maybe you think that might wake these bastards up a little bit? No. Here's Little Havana. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Long time, first time.
All right.
I was calling about your steering wheel lock. That's a part of the anti-theft mechanism. There's an electronic locker in the top of the steering wheel that locks the steering wheel when it's in an anti-theft mode.
Yeah.
And when that light comes on, that means that's not working. You're going to have to go have that replaced. It's nothing to do with the computer. The only way you can get that light off of there is to replace that and disconnect the battery for about 10 seconds, and that'll remove the light.
What do you mean light? It's not a light.
That's the light. The light on the dash, it says service steering lock.
Yeah.
They have to replace the steering lock and then disconnect the battery.
Well, it's in there now. They towed it in, so they have to, whatever they have to do, if they have to do
Was it locked up?
Huh?
Was it locked up?
What do you mean?
You couldn't turn the steering wheel.
That's what happens when that light comes on. The steering wheel is locked solid, man. You can't turn it at all.
It's in an anti-theft mode, then. You didn't get it wet, did you?
No.
You didn't run through any water? Oh, okay.
No, sir.
No, sometimes those computers, they get a little damp and they'll go nuts. But wait, if
there wasn't even a pigeon in the sky, sir, much less a cloud.
I tell you what, the next time that happens, try disconnecting the battery for about.
No, the next time it happens, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a match. I'm going to, put a match in a long wire and just put it in the gas tank. That's it, and run like hell.
Corvettes are an electronic nightmare, but hey, if you disconnect the battery for about 10, 15 seconds and then connect it up again and try it again, it'll go out of the anti-theft mode.
God
it's in
bless
an
you.
anti-theft mode when it does that.
Thanks a lot, pal.
Okay, bud.
Appreciate it. Like I said, if it does it again, you can have it. Did we get any calls about WMGE FM?
No.
Whatever that is? No. 5670560. I mean, maybe that's where the whole audience is right now. They're over there listening to WMGE FM. They're listening to the Bee Gees. How do you like that? First they take my seats on America Worst Airlines, then they take our audience. The goddamn Bee Gees. That's what's going on here. This has got to be the most bogus book in the history of Arbitron. You tell me that number 2 in men 2554 is disco? Here's Kendall. Hello.
I had the same thing. I had a 98 vet. Same thing happened to me about 6 months ago.
Happened more than once?
No, just one time. They had it was like a presidential production to get it towed in.
Right.
They had to put it on a flatbed, and
right.
They couldn't turn the wheel.
Right.
And they said it was just an electrical problem.
And were they able to fix it?
Yeah, it took them like a day and a half.
Hey, they can have it for a month for my part. I just don't want to get it back and have that happen again.
This
is the fourth time.
I mean, that's the what?
Fourth time.
What year?
99.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, I've got a 98. Like I said, I've had like 2 different things where I had to take it in.
I mean, when you spend that kind of money for a car, you expect it to move. When you put the key in the ignition, you expect to be able to go somewhere.
Fortunately, mine happened when I was at home. Otherwise, just imagine you're out somewhere and it's late at night.
Exactly.
And you
out in the boonies somewhere.
Pretty scary.
Okay, pal.
Okay, thanks.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was at the gas station. That's good. Only about a mile from my house, a little over a mile, I guess. Of course, being real smart, I had the thing with the 2 sodas. So I walked home with my bag with a sack. That wasn't too smart, was it?
No.
Huh? I mean, why didn't I just go get my other car at the house, walk home without the sack, slap in the extra weight? But it was probably good to lose some weight, don't you think?
No. Why didn't you use your little wire basket on wheels that you used to go shopping with?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that, Sonny. Should have done that. Or should have just gone over to Publix and swiped one of the goddamn baskets. That would have been a good way to do it. Yeah, that would have been a good thing. I'm not going to say anything about the people in the Amoco station. I'm tempted, but I won't say anything. Because generally speaking, it's a Chinese family that owns that place. I go there a lot. Should I say anything about the people that were there last night?
No.
Okay. I'm tempted. Maybe I will. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How's it going?
Okay, sir.
At 103.5, they play disco, some like slow R&B music. They
Slow R&B like what? Give me an example.
70s R&B like
Peaches and Herb.
Peaches and Herb.
Oh no! Peaches and Herb. Oh no!
And then they play that Ice Ice Baby crap and 80s.
You listen to it?
Sometimes.
Oh, don't do it again.
My wife does too.
Oh, your wife does?
My wife loves that crap.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, pal.
All right.
Thanks for the pressing news. Peaches and Heave? Wow. Yeah, disco's making a big comeback, okay? Don't anybody tell Kid Curry that. Men 25-54. Oh, here we go. Well, wait a minute. How is this possible? You're not going to believe this, George.
I'm listening.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m., men 25-54. In the spring book, we were number one with a 9.7 share. What do you think we have now?
9.7.
Right. Number one. Number two is Oh, but look who's closing in on us. WMGE. What is it? Oh, my God. We better start playing disco. Oh! Huh? Where's that Alicia Bridger? Where's that thing? Is that in here?
It's under action.
I know what it's under. I'm just looking.
Action.
Yeah, that's what we need is more
Action.
on this show, huh? How the hell did we do this? I'm in shock. That means another bonus, by the way. So that gives us something else exciting to talk about. When is George going to get his bonus for the summer book? Of course, this is only a half bonus because it's the summer book. Cheap bastard. Cheap pricks. Well, how did the morning do? I'm sure Beefo was sitting there on the edge of the throne. Oh. Well, not that bad. It could have been worse, Beefo. Could have been a lot worse. Men 25-54 in the morning, we went from a 5.9 to a 4.8, dropping from number 2 to number 6. I don't have the afternoon yet, Humper. I'll get it. Well, Jesus Christ, we did pretty damn good on here. How do you like that? Shocked the hell out of me. So let's see, 9.7 times 2 is what, George? I mean times 3 is 21. Is 29.1. Excuse me, folks, 9.7. How do you like that? We done okay. Nice going, Neil. Thank you.
Neil, God!
It's a miracle. I thought we were in for a death knell. And how about Waffen? Did they show up here anyway? Let me take a look. 6 to 10 a.m. That's Don Imus, men 25-54. That should be his thing. You know, that's his demographic. Waffen, W-A-F-N. Did it show?
No.
Is it in the top 20?
No.
Do they have any number?
No.
Do they have any audience?
No.
Sorry, Barry Jackass, you lose again, baby. Yeah. They're nowhere. Now, midday, we're sitting up there on top with our 9.7 share, but WMGE has got a 6.2 share. That means we got all the straight people here. All the fags are listening to the disco. Well, that last guy said his wife is listening. Do we believe him? Oh, yeah. That's right. All right, here we go. We're going to break a 10 share in the next book. Yeah! Oh! All right.
We're going to talk up or what?
Don't. Oh, I don't want to step on that bitch. So let's see. Number 3 is big. Oh, look at that. They would drop a little bit. Uh-oh, Howard's getting divorced? How did the mornings do? I always give Howard's number even though we don't talk about him because what's the point? Like he needs publicity from me?
No.
I don't think so. Uh-oh. 12.1 in the spring book. This is men 25-54 down to a 10.8. Still a giant number. Oh, you know something? Ours is 10 to 3. So we did 9.7. We actually beat him. We had a higher number than he did. I think he beats me on the paycheck, though. Zeta, 6.3. Zeta went up, got goosed up a little bit. There's been some Wired Diaries in the Castanova household. Radio Amor went up. Hot 105 went up. Nice going there, Bobby Green, with that Sparta music you're into now. I shouldn't talk about Bob Green and those Schwarzers at Hot 105 and tell you anything that I won't say it. WXDJ, 4.3 to a 5 point. Oh! What is that? Is that another ethnic, another Julio station? WXDJ? Do we know what that is? Isn't that Russ Oasis station? I don't know what it is. So that's what we got. The morning's on the show. And how about the length of listenership? Let's take a look at that for Beefo, okay? And for why do I only say Beefo like the other guys aren't there? Well, he's the only one that's really paranoid and delusional. He's always paranoid. He just, goes with the territory. Let's see. Oh, see, there you go. The cume actually went up. How do you like that? The cume went up in the morning. How do you like this? From 54,900 to 58,900, men 25-54. But the length of listenership went from tied for number 7 to tied for number 17. From 4 hours and 45 minutes to 3.5 hours. Wow. There it is. There's the length of listenership alert from our morning show because of those awful long commercial breaks. Too many. Tom Jicha is right. Too many commercials. Now what about us? Our Q went up a little bit and our length of listenership stayed the same. 7 hours and 45 minutes. Let's hear it. Oh! What is Jason farting in here again? Oh, he was helping us out in case we ran out of gas. Thank you, Jason. Oh, look at that. He left a little curly Q on your counter there.
But with an R.
I thought it looked like a candy cane to me. Here's a mobile in Miami Beach. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Just wanted to respond regarding 103.5. All they play is disco. I mean, the only reason
Yes, sir.
The only reason I
Turn
hear
it
them.
off.
The only reason I hear them is in the office. I have no choice. They have it set. That's probably the only station we pick up.
Right.
But I tell you, if I hear the Village People,
Oh.
the Navy, or
Oh,
any of
my
that
God.
crap
You might
anymore,
start dressing in drag if you hear much more of that.
I'm telling you, who is the program director? I mean, they must have only 30 songs that they play every day, 7 days a week, and
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, it's a sad day in radio when and then they say the beat of Miami. I mean,
tell
give
them
me a break.
to beat this. Tell them to just beat it.
Exactly, man. I mean, be a little.
Oh, wait
innovative.
till you're going to be very upset when you hear this. Men 25:54 in the afternoon, 3 to 7 p.m. Guess who's number one?
Don't tell me they are.
WMGE with a 6.7 share.
Well, don't include me in that list because I don't listen during that time.
Please, I want you to drive around it with it. Let's bring back those bumper stickers. Disco sucks.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Thanks for the bad news, pal.
All right.
See ya. How do you like that? Number one, from nowhere to number one. Nice going there, Rana. Oh! Finally, they tried every goddamn format under the sun. They butchered up She, and they finally got something that's a goddamn hit. Okay, here we go. All disco all day. What do you got?
If it would queue up.
Yeah, cue that stupid thing up. Oh, no. Oh, please, anything but that.
I figured this would be your favorite.
No, it's not. Can't stand that.
It's got Queen in the title.
Yeah, exactly. We already got one queen on the show. That's enough. Yours truly. So how did Hank do, by the way? Of course, inquiring minds want to know. Well, let's see. Hank went from number 6, and this is Men 2554, to number 7. 5.4 to a 4.9. Now the Cume, look at that. Cume went way up. Nice going there, Humper. 52.6 to 61,300. But the length of listenership from 3 hours and 45 minutes to 3 hours and 15 minutes. Half an hour drop. So the shows on this radio station that have these long, ponderous commercial breaks, they're taking it right up the old, that's right up the chute. They have more listeners than they had in the last rating book, but the length of listenership has dropped precipitously because the endurance contest is killing the audience on those shows. God. If I were Joe Rose, I'd come in here tomorrow and beat somebody up, okay? Not the PD. I mean, that's easy. I'd come in here tomorrow and beat the pulp right out of Greg Reed, right out there in the hallway. Boy, we'd pay admission to see that, wouldn't we?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. That wouldn't take much either. 3 minutes before 1 at 560 WQAM.
We're number one, damn it! WQAM.
There's something wrong with our TV. Our program director is upset. I asked him what was so upsetting, but he ran outside the studio instead. And then he
Poor Petey, he was wondering why no one ever talked to me. He was selling and scheduling, then he buried his head in his sleep. Our TV was asking why won't anyone listen to me? And when we started laughing, he ran out of the studio hysterically.
103 at 560 WQM. So somebody downstairs, I don't want to mention Fat Boy. See, it's that spite again. It's that spite. He wants you to do real bad. The Babbling Brook. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to do real bad just out of spite, just because she's a miserable bitch with waxy buildup. But I only have the first 2 pages of the 3 to 7 men 2554, so she must be on the you turd page, huh? Or maybe the 4th, because the lowest one on here is Radio Romancia, which has a 2.3 share. That's not even getting close to her number. Not even getting warm. Okay. Yeah, this is coming real slow today, and I mean real ponderous. Let's get with it down there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get on the stick. Let's get the Brooke Daniels number. That's the big one we're all waiting for. We don't care about our numbers. It's not important that you succeed, but that your friends fail. Let's see. Oh, this isn't what I need, is it? No, this isn't what I need. I need the 3rd page, rather than whatever the rest of the pages from 3 to 7. What is it?
It's coming over. That's the way it's coming over. You're getting what they're getting, which is.
So in other words, we don't have the rest of it. We don't have the 3rd page, which she might not even be on the 3rd page. But guess what? The Waffen, do they show?
No.
No. Anywhere? Any day part?
No.
Any demographic?
No.
No. I'm looking for them. Did they show in the top 500?
No.
Hey, there you go, Barry Jackass, with that impressive lineup of theirs over there. Oh, Don Imus bought the farm, and you can tell by listening and then by watching. Oh, forget it. I'm looking for Waffen, WAFN, 17. I'm looking. Do I see it?
No.
Is it on there?
No.
No. 2 months out of this book, they were in there. If they had any kind of a number, those guys in the midday, the guys that are so great that Tom Jicha had the letter about that he made up to promote those guys in the leper colony, I'm looking here in midday. Are they on do they make it on here?
Oi!
No. Even WNMA AM, which I don't have any idea what that is, even they make it on here with a 1.3. God. WEAT-FM makes it on here with a 1.4 in midday. Does Waffen make it with anything? No. And we're suing them because we're scared crapless? Nice going there, Greg. Probably the money he's using for that lawsuit could have paid for some good equipment in here, you know? Maybe a sandwich board on Lincoln Road Mall for the shows on this station. A little promotion. Here's a mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
A couple of keys to, they're called Mega 1035. That's what they call themselves.
Mega 1035?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple of keys to their success. Number one, the rest of the FM radio in this town is awful.
Correct.
Number two, they're giving money away.
Oh, they're buying the audience like power.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, my.
Only $50.
God.
And they have all those washed up power DJs. They have Gino Latino.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Lady B.
Who?
And Lady B. I don't know who that is.
Who that be?
She's midday. She's against you. So.
Oh my God! How can we compete with Lady B? Maybe they'll be putting Willie B on next.
Oh my God!
And in the afternoons, it's Gio the Hitman.
Oh no! Talk about burnt out, washed up, and old.
You know, they have a station similar to that up in Palm Beach, and Caprito was doing the mornings on that show.
He got canned, yeah.
Yeah.
He called me, and when I answered the phone, I was in terror, afraid he would ask for money, but he didn't. Not yet.
Well, you know it's a similar format, but the one in Palm Beach plays much better music and doesn't play it more than once a day like this one.
Right. So in other words, this is just disco music over and over and over again.
It's not even good disco music. It's burnout. Like the guy said, they have like 30 songs. They play the Village People 2 or 3 times every day.
Oh my God!
It's horrid.
Oh Jesus! Thanks for the bad news. They're kicking ass, man.
Oh, well, wait till the money runs out.
Okay. Thanks. See, all you people working a cheap channel over there, guess what? You're not getting paid anything because they're giving all the money away to the audience to buy the audience. What a disgrace. That's the only way they could get a number with any of their stations. Speaking of that, by the way, I'm looking for IOD, INZ. I mean, they're way, way down. Nice going over there, Pete. Way down. And guess what? Those tapes aren't going to do it. You're not fooling anybody. I mean, WIOD, look at that. In the morning, 6 to 10 a.m., persons 2554. They have a 2.1. They're number 18. The once great WIOD that once had the great Mike Ranieri, Ooga Booga. I'll tell you one thing. I guarantee you they wish they had Mike Ranieri back now. Somebody in this market does. Well, wait a minute. What about Rick and Pud? Just a minute. What about Rick and Suds? 6 to 10 a.m., persons 2554. What about Rick and Spud? Where is that number, Rick and Suds? Oh, my God. Okay, let's give them a break. Let's take a look for men. This is bad. Let's take a look for men 2554. Our good close personal friend Rick Riley must have made it on here, didn't he? Is he on the list? Did I miss it? Did I look past it? Zeta, QAM, Smegma Radio. Isn't that new thing, Smegma? Smegma Radio, The Coast, Radio Mambi, WIOD with the 2.6, HYI 100, Radio Romancia. Did Rick and Suds make the top 20? 6 to 10 a.m. and 2554?
No.
No. Uh-oh. Wow. Wow. 9 minutes after 1 at 560 WQAM.
We're number one, damn it!
We dance like sissies, we sing like wussies, but we must tell you, we swear we're not gay. If you wore these outfits to class, they would kick your ass. Regardless, we swear we're not gay. We look like interior designers. We sing like a bunch of girly whiners. But we're straight. Our agent says we gotta say, we swear we're not gay. Our biggest fans are 12-year-old girls who think we're as cute as can be. Yeah, but as they get older, they all figure out we're hiding our latency. One thing is for sure, we get manicure. We do. Wash our clothes on the delicate side, though. Want to do a session with your Michael, but today we think that we had better say, we swear we're not gay. I swear we're not gay.
115 at 560 QM. So anyway, there's a Learjet out of control. CNN is reporting that's like the two pilots are passed out.
We're not able to
on the way from
respond.
Dallas to Orlando.
That again increases the speculation and the mystery about what might have happened. And the most likely theory seems to be some kind of cabin depressurization that would have led to hypoxia or unconsciousness, and that the plane is now
Isn't that what you do with that stuff from the...
will continue to do that until it runs out of fuel. At which point, and at that point, it's not clear either when it would run out of fuel. But
is that
no one has
or
suggested there's any way to rescue a crew in this kind of distress. Other than to just wait and see what happens.
Well, Jamie, we have the FAA tracking this.
Okay. Well, we'll find out what that's all about, okay? Is there some golfer that's on there? Is that what you said? There's a golf guy on there?
That's what the person that called said.
Oh, well, we don't know. So why does that make it important that there's a golf guy on there?
Oh, because regular people don't matter.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. Anyway, here's a fax from our chronic Mike and Kendall who says, regarding the radio Smegma, it's a Clear Channel station that features a former Y100 DJ during the afternoon show. In my opinion, the station is terminal, he says. How do you like that? They play tracks from Barry White, the Bee Gees, and at the time of this writing, Wham. See, if I were to play disco, I'd play good stuff like this. The Spinners, baby. Now you're talking. All disco all day on 560. But whatever you do, don't step on it. Right?
Ever since I met you.
Oh, that's right. Dionne Warwick. She'll do some psychic readings, too. 5670560. They play Barry White. Oh, my God. But they're buying the audience. How do you like that? Just like Power 96. Buying the audience. Shame on them. By the way, did you ever give the CD that I gave you, the Bravo All-Stars?
No, but I talked to him about it. I ran into him this morning.
And what
I didn't
did he
have
say?
the CD on me. He said, yeah, bring it on over. That's not to say that they would actually play it, but...
Well, why not? They'd be like the only station in America probably playing that record. It would be gigantic. The kids that listen to that radio station would be swooning to hear that song.
They'll
I'm telling you.
Bring it up in the next committee meeting.
Oh, okay.
20 little Juliet.
Okay, persons 12 plus. What do we got here midday? Well, how is this possible, George? We must have had a gigantic September, baby, in spite of laughing. Persons 12 plus, we're number 2, damn it. We went from a 4.5 to a 5.1. Who's number 1?
Life.
The slush station. Followed by WEDR. This is 10 to 3 also. That means we had a gigantic summer book. God, thank you very much, Neil. They ought to be in here kissing my ass right now, you know? That's right. For holding this joint up, for holding it afloat. The mornings, persons 12 plus. Defo, you don't want to hear it. Put your fingers in your ears, okay? That's not your demo anyway. 2.6 to a 2.3 in the morning. So we go to hell way up, and the rest of the station goes down. I bet you the length of listenership went down on that. Let me take a look at that, okay? 4.5 hours to 3.5 hours in the morning. I'm gagging on it just thinking about it. And what about poor Hank? He probably also suffered from the same overload, commercial overload, baby. Where the hell is he? 2.7 to a 2.3, 12 plus, and I like the listenership from 3.5 hours down to 2 3/4 hours. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
How do you like that? Now let me take a look. 12 plus. Maybe Waffen showed up on this page, huh? Did they show up on here at all?
No.
No, don't see him on that page. Don't see him on this page. Don't see him in this demo. Don't see him anywhere. Waffen. They showing anywhere?
No.
No. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
I just called to tell you that your show is the best.
Yes, it is.
And you shouldn't worry about other radio stations.
I don't care about him. Screw them all.
Okay.
You don't listen to that disco crap, do you?
Do I? Well, yeah, I like disco a little.
Yeah.
Listen, oh, I like Barry White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
Listen,
Peaches and
I have a
Orange?
shameless request.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to hear Mambo number 5.
Okay.
I'm in the office, so I can't get your radio station on the regular radio.
Now you're talking about the Rocky one?
Yeah.
The one where he goes, absolutely?
Yeah.
You got it, sweetheart.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Stay on hold. Don't hang up on me.
Why?
Because I can't hear it on the radio.
Hold
I
on.
have
Okay,
to
hold on. Then we better play it now. Should we play now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rambo 4 and 5. How are you? John Rambo's still alive. I want to make movies 4 and 5. My life ain't going great. Planet Hollywood's broke. Unfortunately, I speak like I had a stroke. First blood came in 82. That's when I hurt my penis and it never ever grew. Rambo 2 was in 85 late. Rambo 3 was in 88. Shooting and looting and tooting. My gun. I did not make this movie with my son. His name is Sage. He was in Rocky 5 and Daylight, the tunnel movie. A little bit of cash is what I need. I gotta get a loan from Apollo Creed. I gotta have another hit movie or a Broadway show like Dennehy. I guess nobody ever saw Copland. It was stupid. I guess I understand. My whole life is about to cave in. All I got left is Jennifer Flavin. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to make Rambo 4 and 5. Check it out. So call me up. I really need a script. I can do dialogue or keep it zipped. I like comedy, action, adventure, and drama. The only thing I will not do is have sex with a llama. So give me a break, for goodness sake. I used to be on Oprah. Now I can't get on Ricky Lake. Right now I got a one-man show in Poughkeepsie. Basically, I'm an unemployed gypsy. A little bit of cash is what I need. I gotta get a loan from Apollo Creed. I gotta have another hit movie or a Broadway show like Dennehy. I guess nobody ever saw Copland. It was stupid, so I understand. My whole life's about to cave in. All I got left is Jennifer Flavin. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make Rambo 4 and 5. How work? Absolutely.
Okay, 122 at 560 WQAM. Did you get it, sweetheart?
Thank you, Neil.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Adios. That was pretty nice. Wasn't that pretty nice?
Uh-huh.
Pretty sweet. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line.
The passengers in the plane, are there usually oxygen masks set up in these Lear jets? You know, like when we fly on an airplane, we know exactly when there's a problem, the masks drop, and we know what to do because we're told as soon as we get on the airplane. For passengers, say, in a Lear jet, is this how it's set up also?
It's set up in two ways. Yes, you have an oxygen mask that drops down, looks like just like the airlines, and they'll be dropped in one of two ways. If the cabin goes above 12,000,
So we found out who's on this plane yet?
then they'll automatically drop. Also, in the case of emergency,
Well, maybe if it's somebody important, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just the ordinary pedestrian people who don't play golf too much, except maybe on a weekend. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to talk about two things. The radio stations in Miami, a comment and a brief comment about the Coast Guard interceding the smugglers. The radio station, there once was a decent one in Indy called WCKO. It became Magic or something. It had a DJ called Ruby Cheek. It had decent music.
Uh-huh.
And about the smuggling situation. You know, during World War II, Batista in 44 had a policy, machine gun Jews being smuggled in boats on the high waters. It's brought in that movie Island in the Sea.
Okay, great. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Payne Stewart.
Who was it? Oh, Payne Stewart. What a pain that is, huh? Anybody know who that is?
No.
Here's a lady in Miami. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Is this Neil?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Neil. I want to let you know, if your car's had problems 4 times or more, why don't you just go for the lemon law?
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah, 'cause hey, you'll get your car fixed.
Uh-huh. Well, but my problem is, see, that I got lulled into believing that it wasn't going to happen again. But I guess I'm pretty stupid. You know, I think the 4th time, that's why it's in the shop right now.
I think you get yourself a new one, no miles, start over again.
Sounds good to me.
All righty, bye-bye.
Thanks, sweetheart. Bye-bye. I got a lemon, baby. I'm ready to squeeze it right now. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. You see, I hate to break the news to you, fat boy downstairs, and everybody else in the audience that's waiting for that big number. But the problem is we're not going to be able to find the number because we're only getting the top 20. Is she going to be in the top 20?
No.
No. We don't have a magnifying glass big enough to find Babbling Brook's number. That's how bad it is going to be. Boy, he's bringing me all kinds of crap here. And the reason it's coming in like this time is because his software is all screwed up, and we're having to get this some other way, through some clandestine means, because we're not prepared here for this. Is that pathetic or what?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's only the summer book, you know. Yeah, it's only bonus money for a lot of people here, including us, including George, who's depending on that bonus being his very next check. That's right. Or else we're taking a walk. How do you like that? Right out about halfway down the hall. At least George is taking a walk. I'm not going anywhere. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Don't forget, we'll be at the Pizza Loft 6 to 8 tomorrow night. Not tonight, like that stupid promo said. Tomorrow night, Tuesday, with or without those buttons. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? You were pretty nice to do that for that female.
Yeah, I was.
Really nice of you. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe my ears. You must be in a really good mood.
Well, after the numbers came out, you know.
Yeah.
I'm easy now.
Besides coughing every second. Hey, it's
It just won't go away. I just can't get it out, and the phlegm either.
It's funny you guys are talking about Megan, because I'm on my way right now to pick up my money that I won on the some stupid station.
Yeah.
I hit $271.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Let's hear it.
Big deal. They keep telling you how you can win up to $20,000, but I hit $271.
So they're buying the freaking audience. Is that what they're doing?
Exactly.
What a
That's what I would
disgrace.
do it.
What an embarrassment. Don't spend it all in one place, pal.
All right. Thank you very much, man. You're the best.
All right. All the disco hits that you can stomach. Thank you. Let's get Steve Dowd on here just for a couple of days.
The Neil Rogers Show. Sports Radio 560 QAM.
We need some help. Yes.
I sing a low tone. I am a baritone. With me some notes cannot be found. But somehow I can't believe they want me to do this. I know what I can reach, and this ain't gonna happen. Oh no.
System's too high for me. Out of my key, it's too high. Someone kick me right back down in my FD. Oh, it's too high for me. What'd you kick me for?
Bad news, okay, I had it backwards. The plane was run away from that Learjet from Orlando to Dallas. I had it backwards, and the bad news is...
And then into South Dakota.
Aberdeen, South Dakota crashed.
Much farther north and more east than its intended journey this morning. There were jets scrambled, F-16 scrambled out of Oklahoma at the request of the FAA to shadow this Learjet, which was about all they could do was shadow. Jamie McIntyre has been following the military aspect of this story from the Pentagon. Jamie, what do you know?
Well, Lou, the military involvement was very limited, essentially to send some planes up to eyeball the situation to see if there was any way to contact the crew or find out what was wrong. And when the planes went up and intercepted the civilian Learjet over Lincoln, Nebraska earlier this morning, they found that the crew was non-responsive. The report came back that they were either unconscious or perhaps not even alive as the plane was continuing to cruise at apparently on autopilot at a fairly high altitude. Then the F-16s, not able to contact or communicate with the crew members in any way, eventually broke off and returned to their base. And the plane continued on. There really was nothing the military could do at that point. If the crew was in trouble but responsive, they could have perhaps provided some assistance or guided them out of the airspace. But there was nothing they could do at that point except wait for the plane to run out of fuel, which apparently is what happened.
It did. Okay, 27 till 2 at 560 QM. We got 1,600 open lines and 27 minutes to go here. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
What does your thing say about Mystic 1580? That's a station that got rid of Steve Bone and company, but they kept Craig Worthing. I think it's a bunch of Caribbean crap hole
Mystic
stuff.
1580, it's not on the list, sir, is it?
No.
No, it's not on the list.
That's good.
Didn't make the cut. He sounds pretty happy about that. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. But the big story here in the afternoon, 3 to 7 p.m., 25 to 54 men. I don't understand that. Why the hell are men listening to goddamn disco? What is that all about? Huh? Men are, what kind of men listen to disco in 1999, huh? Jesus, are we going through another one of these cycles or what? Get out of here. Oh, I do like that song, but nevertheless, yeah, about once every 2 years it's okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the... See, this is not acceptable. This is no fun. Having only the top 20. We want the rest of the goddamn numbers tomorrow, okay? We want the whole complete set, not just the top 20. We want the bottom 20. Not that we want to laugh at anybody with a real low number, not to mention no names. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rub it in too much. I mean, what the F do we know about her? Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Fort Lauderdale. Boy, we sure had a lot of those today. A lot of deadheads. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
A couple of things. Number one, how did Phil Henry do?
He wasn't on here during this.
Oh, he wasn't on.
Going
Okay.
through August.
Okay.
Through September.
And how did that idiot Lapper do? I just turned on. I don't know if you mentioned her or not.
Well, I just got through saying, sir, we don't have the number. We don't have numbers that low.
Okay. Oh, that low. Okay. Didn't even make the
She
third.
did not make the top 20, not even close.
Okay. On another note, the Pete Rose incident.
Yes, sir.
I think it may be a blessing in disguise because so many people has rallied around him and supported him. You know, I mean, we give all these football, baseball players second and third chances, dope addicts, wife beaters, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And if you think about the case, I know you do. He never went to jail for betting because he never did prove it. He went to jail for tax evasion because he didn't report all the times that he did the autograph signings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he went to jail for.
Yeah.
He never went to jail for betting on games.
Well, everybody that I hear discussing it says that they don't have enough evidence to take it to a court of law. They couldn't prove that he bet on baseball.
Right. So
In spite of what Jim Gray said.
Yeah. So I mean, what he did, what the Grayster did. I mean, I think the whole country's kind of rallied around. Like this poor thing's been battered around. He's not my best friend.
He's a scumbag. But the fact is, nobody deserves the treatment he got last night.
I agree with you. Can I tell you a quick story about Pete Rose?
No.
True one?
No. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Sunrise. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing? Listen, remember Chris Milwaukee from Whammy? I just thought I'd let you know he's on the Homemakers Network right now. And also,
he's on what?
The Homemakers Network, doing that, the home repairs.
He's a homemaker?
Yeah, on Channel 25. Hey, listen, what channel did you have that news flash about that airplane going down?
CNN.
CNN? Well, what channel? I mean, which CNN? Because there's like different ones.
No, there's only one CNN, man. The one with Lou Waters. You know, Lou Waters with the white hair? Come on. There's only one CNN. We're not talking about headline news, are we?
No.
We're talking about CNN. Don't you know the one where the guy says, what's the guy that does the voiceovers? He's
Darth
dead?
Vader.
No, the guy.
Dead.
He is so. The black guy.
James Earl Jones?
Isn't he dead?
I don't think so.
Come on. He's going to be. This is CNN. That's the one, man. Yeah, this is CNN. Sounds like he's got a something stuck in his puss. All right. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I just want to mention one of the girls who called before was correct. You definitely are eligible for a lemon law in your car after the fourth time that you mentioned, being that it's something that totally disables your car and makes it not usable or very inconvenient.
Yeah. When you can't move the steering wheel, it's pretty unusable.
Very. And with the lemon law, you're entitled to a complete refund. They don't even prorate it. You
Really?
get a complete refund on your car.
Yeah.
So somebody who pays $20,000 and a year later there's something wrong with it and it goes through the lemon law process, they get their complete $20,000 back.
All right.
You drive the car for free forever. Now, the only thing is you've got to file everything with proper paperwork, and it all has to be done within 24 months of your purchasing the car, which it sounds like you do have.
Yes, sir.
But for me, I'd love to drive that car for free that you're driving, no question. I'd go right to the nearest, there's a form you fill out, any dealership has it, and you file it properly, and you give, I think they have to give the manufacturer one last chance to correct the problem after 3 times of a dealership, and if it's still not corrected, then you get your money back.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye.
I'm on it, thank you. Well, we got the third page, but the problem is she's not on here, man. She didn't make the cut. Men 2554. What?
That's all we're getting.
I know. IOD had it with a 1.9. The bottom one on here is CMQFM with a 1.5, which means obviously, there's no question she did much less than that. In fact, I want to see her number of persons 2554. I want to see that number. That is going to be such a teeny, tiny, weeny number. She might say the F word again. It still won't help. 5670560. We got about 70 or 80 phone lines open here right now. They're probably all on CNN right now about the Learjet. It's crashed, okay? It's adios, baby. History. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line.
Neil God. Hello, I'm Trombone Head from Motel 6. It's pretty much a matter of fact. There's a lot of drugged out famous people out there. They're just looking for the right place to end it all. Well, all the friendly folk over at Motel 6 invite all you fatal celebs to pack lightly and come over. Newspapers said it's been over 6 days since any Hollywood actors or rock and rollers kicked the bucket. So, of course, when the folks at Motel 6 read that, they figured, what the heck? Why should you have to bite the dust in front of the Viper Room when you could be choking on your own vomit in comfort and luxury? You should just see the rooms they got picked out for you. Burnt orange furniture, tin foil on the windows, and a 40-square-foot bathroom floor just perfect for ODing. So if you're ready to join the ranks of the talented, creative people who seem to let their excesses get the better of them, why not meet your demise in style at the Motel 6? And they'll leave the lava lamp on for you.
144 at 560 WQAM. So anyway, there's a Learjet that crashed near Aberdeen, South Dakota. A paint store was on it, and obviously they're all dead. Isn't it obvious that they're dead? I would think it's obvious. And of course, George says to me, who's Payne Stewart?
Was he a painter?
Don't communists play golf?
I don't know any communists or golfers.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in South Miami. Hello.
Hey Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
I was reading something in USA Today. I mean, if this is something you've already talked about, because I unfortunately haven't been able to tune in until now, then I apologize. But I was looking at I'm in my car, so I'm trying to remember the article. The Southern Baptist Coalition.
Yeah.
And now they're publishing their third fantastic book, Praying for Hindus.
Right. Yeah, that's last week's news.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
All right, take care,
the
Neil.
Hindus are sorry, too. See ya.
Hey, have a good one, Neil. I love you.
They wait until the most religious holiday. We talked about this on Friday. They wait until the most religious holiday. They prayed for the Jews right before Yom Kippur. The Hindus have got their big song and dance holiday coming up now. And they go out of their way. The Southern Baptists, baby. All I can say to them is, cut the crap. Leave everybody alone, okay? See, this is one of the most condescending things that you can say to somebody. Now, I say it in a humorous way, okay? Isn't it humorous when I say it?
No.
Come on, sure it is. I'll pray for you. Because inherent in that statement is, oh, well, I'm so much better than you are, but I'll pray for you. Because you're just a heathen piece of turd, or you believe in a bunch of crap, and I got the answers, so I'll pray for you. What a disgusting, condescending pile of unmitigated crap that is, huh? We'll pray for you.
Crap.
Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, good afternoon, sir. I
Good
wanted to
afternoon.
comment on the Atkins diet. Just wanted to use my dad's a 53-year-old male, and I hope
Your
he's
dad is a male?
Right
All
there.
right. That's a good start. All right.
Well, you know what I mean. He had problems with his high cholesterol level. He had problems with uric acid. I would have to help him to the hospital just about every weekend to get a cortisone shot in his back and his ankle. I mean, it was terrible. He was about 56 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
And I started the Atkins myself. My friends commented it on me. I started on it. I lost about 20 pounds, and then I got him started on it. It turns out with his bad cholesterol level, he lost 35 pounds. His cholesterol levels are now normal, okay? And not once has he had to go get a cortisone shot. Like, the man walks 18 holes of golf now. He's like a new man. He feels great. I mean, for some people it works. Maybe for some people it may not.
That's right.
But he's a great example of, the Atkins really doing a great job for you because his cholesterol level, bad cholesterol went down, good cholesterol went up. It was amazing.
Nice going, pal.
And, by the way, I'm also one of those people that gets paid to drive around and talk to you all day. So,
Nice
listen
going.
to you.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty good. Have a good day.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there you go. He's losing weight on it. His dad lost weight on it. We're on the Atkins diet here today, aren't we? So far. Well, I had 2 cough drops. That's about it. 2 Hall's mental lifters that I've been sucking on. Can I say that I'm sucking?
No.
Can't say that? Can I suck on them?
No.
Sorry. Okay, we got 70. I tell you, this has been a struggle here today. We've had a few moments of greatness there where we actually had a whole bunch of people on there. It's been kind of a struggle today. In spite of this highly rated goddamn number we got. Which comes along, by the way, at a time when the rest of the station is suffering from terminal spot overload. Terminal spot overload, destroying the length of listenership of the morning and afternoon shows on this radio station, butchering those shows. I wouldn't be surprised if Little Dog comes in tomorrow morning, sees these numbers, and beats the crap out of somebody. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Neil, 2 quick things. Number 1, that Learjet that just went down, was there any Kennedy family member in there? I mean, there's not that many left, and
Was there any what?
Kennedy family members.
Well, we'll have to check on that. That's a good point.
Well, and number 2, Neil.
Maybe Payne Stewart was related. He sounds Irish.
Yeah, right. Number 2, Neil, real quick. How come they don't let Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame, but yet they keep on letting Darryl Cocaine Berry back again and again and again and
Right.
again?
That's right.
I just want
And
to
how
bring that
about
up.
Paul Hornung? He was involved in all that. Isn't Paul Hornung in the NFL Football Hall of Fame? I wouldn't be surprised if he is. I'm pretty sure he is.
Exactly.
Wasn't he involved in all that gambling crap?
Exactly. Well, by the way, Yankees blow, Neil, and good show.
Okay. Yeah, the Yankees blow. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the Yankees blow, how come the Braves are gagging on it? You hear those sounds, huh? Yeah, that's the sounds of the Braves gagging and choking. Big time. Just like 96 when they won the first 2 games and they had a huge lead in the 3rd game and looked all set to blow the Yankees out and blew that game, and then that was the end of them. They rolled over and played dead. That's why America's turning on you, Atlanta Braves. That's why America's saying to Bobby Cox, you blow, baby. You sucked a big one. Can't stand it. Let's have a refund and start it over with the Mets and the Yankees. At least it might be entertaining. And let's leave Jim Gray home. What do you say about that? Asshole. God. So the Learjet went out of control during flight from Orlando to Dallas. It crashed near Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Dallas to Orlando.
What did I say?
Orlando to Dallas.
No. That's not what they said.
I thought they said...
well, it was between Orlando. What difference does it make when the pilots are either dead or they're asleep and the plane is like, and it crashed? Is that going to bring it back to life if we turn it around and go the other way? Oh,
let's try it.
Well, it's too bad. I screwed up. Sorry. 10 before 2 at 560 WQAM.